is up, everybody? Welcome to Stones Live Poker. My name is Veronica Brill. With me is Mills and Brills.
Tonight it's Brills and Mills.
What the hell? It's Kasey, everybody. She is a Stones Live favorite and a local cash room crusher pro.
Thank you.
Tonight we have probably one of my favorite games ever. It is the big game. It is the 1025, and you know this man. This is a game that's become a staple at Stones. Typically it's once a month, but we're now starting to stream like big games on Fridays. So more often we will be seeing this amazing game. The Mayor Pete, what's up? Welcome to Stones Live Poker. And we do have some issues with our audio tonight, so we will not be hearing the audio, but you will hear me and you will hear Kasey, and that's really all that matters.
Right on.
So most of the players are actual regulars, just one person at the table today that I do not know, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the dynamic is among the players that I already know. One of them, my favorite, Mr. Zach from Sac. He is my poker crush, as everyone knows. It's not, I mean, like, he's my friend. But he is like my favorite to watch in the game, and he actually, I think, is going to be joining me for my Jonathan Little Veronica and Friends, which you are too.
I'll be there too. I'm super excited. I've actually just been reading Jonathan Little's book in preparation because I think I'm going to be doing commentating with him. It's his low stakes one.
Oh yeah, I have that one too.
Yeah, so I've been listening to it on audio, and then I want to move on to his other ones, but it's been awesome. I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah, he's super cool guy, and I enjoy. He's like a super good human. Yeah. So let's get down to the players and let's introduce them. We have some action going on, but we're not watching the cards. In seat one, we have Mr. Lauren. He is the new one at the table, although I do feel like I've seen him before.
He looks familiar to me. I think I may have played with him before.
Yeah, seat number two is Zach from Sac, ZM, one of my favorite cash game pros in this room. Racing Guy 9833, welcome to the chat. Nice to see you. Mr. Smiley, what's up? Seat number three is Anthony. There are many different kinds of Anthonys in this room. He is about one. Seat number four, we have Andre, another regular in the room. So it's back to Anthony, Cheese Guru on Snapchat, one of my favorites. His big toe fell off.
Oh my god.
And he put it on Snapchat, and like, I snapped him and I was like, don't make me barf. Don't put that crap on Snapchat.
Like, give us a warning. I did the same thing. I opened it up.
So gross.
Disgusting.
So seat number four is Andre. Andre actually was a lot of action in our last game, and he did a lot of like non-traditional moves, so I'm interested to see what happens tonight. Seat number five is Anna. She is a staple in the bigger games. Seat number six is Sasha. I can't believe he's in the stream. I love me some Sasha. He's a local crusher and like just a really cool all-around cool guy.
Yeah, fun to play with, fun to hang out with. Great guy.
Seat number seven is Soup Soup. We've seen Soup Soup in the bigger games in our stream recently, and he's here for more crushing action. Seat number eight, Mr. Harlan. Harlan's here to call light and try to win your chips with 3-outers. And then
love me some Harlan.
Seat number nine is Mike. Mike is back for some wildness. What? Oh, those are purple chips. They're 500. I love it. I love the chip runner. The chip runner just brought a whole stack of $500 chips, and we love it.
Special delivery.
All right.
Upcoming events: Battle of the Ages, February 7th through 11th. So that's like today.
Yep. Final table will be on Sunday. I'll be in the booth for that one. This should be really fun.
So Mr. Smiley said Veronica plus Kasey equals Vernacy. No, I think you can do better than
Veronicy.
Chaotica.
I like Chaotica. Veronicy's not bad.
Showtime Poker 19. What's up from Toronto? Toronto doesn't have any good sports teams. Sorry. I'm just messing with you. So there's the win the button. We have our last entry, I think, today. No. What's the date today? I don't even know. Like, I'm so tired. Today
For the Win the Button? Monday, February 19th.
So, the February 11th is the last day for Battle of the
Monday.
Ages.
Okay.
Jonathan Little Week, February 19th to the 22nd. Win the Button with Jonathan Little, $300, Monday, February 19th. There it is. Veronica and friends. There's my bae.
Can't wait.
There's my Jonathan Little bae. It's going to be a good game. All right. Anthony's wearing a toque, or as you Americans call a beanie, tonight. It's not his typical pink headband.
No, yeah.
So he's on to other things.
I almost didn't recognize him without the headband. That's his staple look.
I like this stylish endeavor that he's taking on.
Oh, there it is.
The look of love.
That's so cute.
That's adorable. I love me some Jay Little. He was like just a really all-around nice person, a good human being.
The wine has not started flowing yet. The Mayor Pete wanted to know. I would like it to. Send it on over.
It would be nice.
Or some hot coffee.
Wouldn't it be nice to get some wine in here? And some graphics too. Oh yeah.
So we know what's happening with these hands. Are we gonna get graphics?
We are.
Okay.
Just in a few minutes.
All right.
This looks like a big hand developing between Anthony and Anna. Stone Slide Poker says next hand we will be having graphics. So
Nice.
very happy to hear that. Actually, I would like pay $5 to watch this hand go down.
Looks like we've got a 7 of hearts, Queen of spades, 3 of hearts, 4 of spades. So we've got 2 hearts, 2 spades, queen high. I can't see if we have a river card yet. And he turned over 2 hearts for the 6 of 8. He had a straight flush draw possibilities. And it looks like
Anna scoops the pot.
Anna may have hit a flush there on the river. She had 2 spades.
So how's your poker game going? You've been playing lots?
I have been playing lots. It's been good. It's crushing, like since Vegas, doing really, really well. I had a couple of down sessions recently. I've been a little bit card dead, some bad runouts, but it's all part of it. Still been a good season so far. So.
Season? Oh, you go by seasons. Interesting. I go by quarters.
Poker season. Yes, and the basketball is somehow upping my game. I've been playing with all of the other dealers, poker players. Anthony comes to basketball on Tuesdays, and I think Sash comes down. They're doing it on Thursdays too. There's a few of these players that are there and a lot of the dealers.
Yeah, it sounds like a really big game. I've been hearing about it.
It is. It gets super aggressive. I get super aggressive. I can't. I'm too short. I can't actually get any shots off without getting stuffed. So I just tend to get a little wild with the elbows and.
So Soup in the small blind. Looks like he's picking up chips. Looks like there was a raise pre-flop, and Soup's pumping it upstairs. So happy to see Harlan back in this game. And Mike is folding, which is something we've never seen him do. And Mr. Zach from Sack, letting it go. Zach got a haircut. I don't know if I love it. I do prefer his hair wild, as though he's been wrestling bears through the winter time.
Zach is seat 2. Okay. I don't know Zach.
Ghost of Vam, what is up? Welcome to the chat. Says, hi Kasey, hi Veronica. Nice to see you. Ghost. We have a 10-25 game, and JFK Stones is in the chat. Feel free. JFK, can you put your phone number out there? And I'd like everyone to text him at 3 a.m. with dick pics.
Now Harlan in seat 8, I just recently found out he owns a CrossFit gym. That's gonna be, he's gonna train me on Sunday. He's gonna whip me right into shape. So
yeah, I bet he is.
Pretty excited about that. He already showed me a couple of things, how to improve my squats. I was totally impressed. It's like you act like you're pulling your feet apart, like you're trying to break apart a newspaper. Made me engage way better. So I'm excited to see what can happen.
Andre under the gun +3 raises to 100.
Graphics.
Yes. Soup calls on the button 7-8, and we have a live game. Harlan calls with a 10-9. 9. What a game. Ace Jack 6 on the flop. Andre flops top pair. Can't see what Mike's got. Mike is a rangeless monster, so he can actually have anything. This board probably connects better with Andre's opening range than anyone else's calling range.
He goes ahead and leads out for 125. And this should just take it down because nobody really had much of anything except possibly Mike. Nope, he folds 2. Andre scoops the pot.
My friend says, what's up? He says, ladies, yes, sir, here we are.
Yes, I did get some highlights and some bangs, my friend.
See, like I've had highlights and bangs the whole time, so they just don't care. You're the new girl on the block. Man, to only be 10 years
I hear
younger.
bangs are all the rage, so I had to get in on the craze. Is that a hamster?
Mr. Smiley says Mike is a crazy player and I love it. Yeah, he is. We all love it. It's the best thing ever.
Alright.
Actions on Andre. Andre's a little wild, does a lot of unconventional things. I'm interested to see what he does tonight. Sasha's got $1,000 chips in front of him. Those yellow chips are 1,000, the purple are 500, and we love it all. The white ones are 100.
I'm wondering, it says it's 50 to call. So was there
Soup raises to 100. There's probably a straddle.
a straddle to 50?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a big straddle. Well, never mind. It's a 1025. It's just a standard straddle. I'm used to our 510 and 5.
So Harlan on the button, 3 bets to 325. I like a 3 bet here with a king jack. You're so often being crushed with your opponent's range with a king jack. I like the 3 bet. Zach with ace queen. Thinking about, I think he just calls here. I like the call. I like the call under the from the straddle.
Soup Soup's going to come along with his 9-10. So we've got 3 pretty decent starting holdings. Just going to see what happens here. Soup Soup hits the best of it on the flop with a pair of 9s.
Although it does look like Harlan could be holding like 10s, jacks, queens. So you can't feel like super secure, but he's still leading.
But if you played with Harlan before, you know that his range is pretty wide. So
it's an interesting lead because if you think that like ace king, ace queen, ace jack is like within Harlan's range, I'm surprised you don't check raise there or like just check call. You're not keeping any of Harlan's bluffs in his range. You're just kind of allowing him to fold because he didn't hit it.
Right. Well,
and if he had an overpair, he's calling.
Yeah. Well, with your pair of 9s, though, they're not that safe against mini turn and river cards, although it was a rainbow flop, so that's a little bit safer. But with the size of the pot already raised pre-flop, he probably didn't mind just taking it down there while he still had the best hand.
I feel like he lost some value in that hand, Soup Soup.
You would have liked to see him slow play it a little bit more and see if he could get.
Well, I think like you're gonna allow your original eraser to c-bet.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So Harlan raises to 75 in the cutoff. Mike 3 bets instantly with a 9 deuce, and Mike is back in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Mike is here to play, and Mike again is rangeless.
Well, and Harlan's definitely not going anywhere with the king, queen of hearts. He's in there for sure, and he does flop the best of it with a pair of queens.
Checked around on the flop, 8 on the turn.
Harlan has to be kind of suspicious that Mike likely has an ace, considering he was our original raiser pre-flop.
I think Harlan does some pot control here with a check call because Mike is really susceptible to letting like pots get really bloated, yeah, and it's hard to let a pot get bloated with like second pair, you know. Looks like it was check. Harlan's taking it down.
Yep, very nice. I like how he played that.
Mr. Smiley says it's over 50K on the table. I actually think there might be a little bit more. 40, yeah, there's more than 50K. There's like 70K, dude. Yeah, there is. Ford Garrett says pocket queens in the booth. Yes.
I'm actually really excited for this lineup. There's several poker pros here that I'm really interested to see how they play. I play with them fairly frequently. I haven't actually seen a lot of their seen them on stream to see a lot of their hands. So this actually could be very advantageous for me to be able to watch and see exactly how they're playing this game.
I feel like Sasha's hair is getting like more and more like 1960s flower child every day. I feel like he's just caring less and less about his hair and probably more and more about just like playing poker well. Andre raises under the gun to 100 with an ace-king suited.
Nice.
Sasha just calls with an ace-6
under the gun +2. It's suited, but I don't necessarily love that hand. You're calling with the ace-6 there, especially from the position he's in. He's in middle position, so he's.
I think it's like negative EV most of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. He can't. Except whenever you flop top bottom, and then you're a genius. But in most situations, you can't really hit any straights. You can only hit a flush, and if you do make your ace, you're likely beat by a bigger ace. So
you're pretty much, this is as best as you're hoping for, and hopefully a heart doesn't kill it for him on the turn.
Right. We don't have anyone that has 2 hearts in their hand, but we do have some backdoor flush possibilities.
We see Andre continue. His C-bet is $225 into like a $500 pot, and Sasha, I think, is going upstairs with this.
Well, Andre,
I can't see his bet.
I'm sure Andre actually believes he has the best hand at this point as well.
And the thing that's great about this raise is that you're going to get value out of a hand like Ace-King. Ace-King's not folding.
Right.
So I think
not yet.
Ace-King might be thinking that a flush draw might be doing this, like top pair with a flush draw, like an ace-jack of hearts.
He may actually shove back here, thinking that exact thing, thinking that it is a flush draw. So he decides to just go ahead and call. And he hates that card. He hates the 4 of hearts. Andre didn't like to see it. He thinks Sasha could have been raising there with the flush draw.
Or a backdoor flush draw. Now that that would increase Sasha's equity right now. So absolutely. Andre checks. I think Andre might be in check call mode. Please fold. What's up? Nice to see you. Showtime Poker 19 says till you took flop top 2 pair. Yeah. Results oriented, my friend.
Yep. He knew it was coming.
7 on the river.
It's just a blank card.
Man, if he knew it was coming, I want to get him to give me some lotto tickets. Because I would love to meet people who know it's coming. So Andre's now leading this, and and he's done this so many times. He does these small little bets that make their opponents spaz out. 150 into like 2.2K, more than 2.2K. This makes your opponent spaz. It's like a $5 bet. It's so weird. Like, people don't know what to do with it. Last time he did this, he bet 25 into like a $900 pot, and his opponent spazzed out and like bet the pot. So now Sasha's wondering, is his ace-6 okay? He does beat ace-king. He doesn't beat a set, but I don't think a set plays like this. I don't think a set. I think the set. Did he check the turn? Let me see. Turn. Yeah, they both checked the turn. Does a set still check the turn? Maybe.
The question is, do you think that Sasha raises here, or do you think that he's just going to call?
I don't think it's I don't know. Like, I think it's that borderline. I don't think it's a great spot for a raise, but I don't think it's a horrible spot for a raise. The way it was played out, yeah,
and
he's just calls. I think it's a fine call.
I mean, to me, the little bitty bet screams like, I don't want to call a big bet from you.
I think it's his little like pot control.
Yeah, it's like his way of saying, I'm going to name my own price. I want to see this river cheaply. I don't want to have to put too much of my own money in. Hopefully he just calls me and I get to see if I have the best hand. To me,
if I was
Sasha, I would have kind of possibly sniffed that out and been like, he's weak. I'm going to re-raise and see if I can get a little bit more out of this spot.
I think if like he thinks it's a value spot, it was too small of a bet. Like, I don't think like that's a great value spot. I think that's kind of like a blocker bet. It seemed weird.
Yeah, it was definitely a blocker bet. He didn't want to call Sasha's $600 bet or $1,000 bet, whatever it was going to be.
Or what does he do when he gets raised there? Does he hate it and fold?
Andre? I mean, if Sash just raises like small, I think he's forced to call. But if Sash went big, then I think he's going to lay it down because he was already really uncomfortable. That's the reason he made that blocker bet in the first place. We've got
so Mike limps 25. Lauren raises to 150 with a queen jack suited. He's in late position. I don't mind this. And it's going to be heads up. Mike playing any two cards. Lock the doors. 9-5 deuce 2 spades.
Mike's the only one with a spade in his hand.
Is this your water?
It is.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna grab mine.
And Mike checks in. Lauren's gonna go ahead and bet out and take it down with the queen high. He had the best hand, but was definitely bluffing with the best hand there. Sasha is the big stack with over 20K in front of him. We've got Mike and Andre not too far behind. Mike's got over 17K.
So again, if you're just tuning in, we kind of lost audio, so you're stuck with just us.
They could be worse.
It is what it is. It could be worse.
Could be worse.
Sasha's about to drink a bottle of sriracha. We put vodka in it for him, and that's typically his breakfast, but he did just wake up, so Sasha raises to 75 under the gun. Harlan and Mike quickly call. Like, you can't even get the graphics to catch up so fast. They're calling so fast. Look at all these people. Anna's in the hand. Andre, everyone wants to gamble tonight, baby.
And this isn't a bomb pod. Nope.
No, this is just a $75 raise. Just, you know, your standard $75 raise with 6 people in the pot. Now, Andre flops an open-ended straight draw. I like it.
Anna has 2 pairs. She has top and bottom.
7 deuce in the big blind. Defending the big blind with a 7 deuce, and it can't get better.
We do sometimes play 7 deuce in this game, where if you win the hand with 7 deuce, every player owes you a certain amount of money. On a 10-25, it's probably like $100 from every player if you win with the 7 deuce. Now, I don't know that they're actually playing the 7 deuce game, but they could be. She is in there with the 7 deuce. So let's see. And Sasha also has backdoor flush draw possibilities, as well as backdoor straight possibilities, and he has a pair of 7s. And he...
Goodbye, backdoor flush.
Andre just hit his straight, so Andre improves to the best hand. And he checks, and Anna bets out 500 with her 2 pair.
And is hoping to see a 7 or a deuce on the river.
Sasha just, you know, he turned an open-ended straight draw, so he throws it away.
See, the thing about this bet is that a straight's always gonna call. So it's for me, it's like a set will probably call crying, but a straight is always gonna, like, pretty much you've got the worst of it right now. Or like a 1 pair hand isn't really that possible unless they've got like an ace-9. Probably not. So she's getting raised, and she's gonna hate it. She might just call just to see, you know, if the river gives her something lucky, but I don't love this call.
She does call. I mean, right, it is hard at this point to lay down your hand, but I mean, I agree with you. There's not a lot.
2 pairs isn't gonna raise you on the turn.
What's raising you in that spot?
Straight. Yeah, only a straight. So it's kind of like it puts his hand face up for me, but it's easy for us because we can see the cards. But
right.
Like if you think it through, a 9-7 isn't raising you on the turn. 9-7 just calls the turn. Justin James says, great name, by the way. Don't lose Veronica. She's great for the stream. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mr. Justin James. Andre bets 8 freaking K. See what he's doing? This is what I'm saying. He doesn't have traditional moves. Like, he underbets and overbets. And you know what I love about this? is it like looks so bluffy and spazzy that he might even get called here.
Yeah.
I actually love his unconventional.
He does get called, and that's how he makes so much money, and that is how you get.
Wow, what a hand! That was a great hand. Wow. I actually like. What time is this? What time is it?
It's 7:25.
All right, we need to mark this down.
Yeah,
because this is a great hand.
That huge overbet just really made her, and she just walked away. She is either done or tilted, but yeah, that huge bet just totally confused her. She thought he was trying to buy it from her with that sort of flop. There weren't any flush possibilities.
I just think the only thing, his bet on the river looked so spazzy and like so much like I don't want to call. When she thinks it through, she'll say, yeah, actually the only thing that's raising me on that turn is a straight. I mean, like, I think his bet was genius on there. It was either genius or so bad that it looked like it was genius. I can't figure out which one.
The question is when he does want to put together a bluff, is he putting together his bluffs the same way?
Yeah, he needs to balance together. Yeah,
his made hands. Because if you play with someone long enough, then you're going to be able to sniff that stuff out really quick unless they are balancing that range.
Bipolar Cyclist says, damn it, what did I just miss? Yeah, that was a great hand.
Yeah, you got to back that up. That was insane. And Andre just got a lot richer.
That was a beautiful hand. I really love that hand. Okay,
how much did she have behind her?
Doesn't stop talking when we're doing commentary. And I don't know if you listen to it while we go after you watch it on the stream. It totally like muffles our voices. I can't wait till we get this booth built so that we don't have Garrett's voice constantly in my head like a wife that I can't stand listening to anymore.
Is this bomb pot time?
Yeah, this is bomb pot.
Okay, bomb pot. What size bomb pots are they doing in the 1025?
So it's $800, so it's $100 each.
We don't know Lauren's hand, but with this flop on a bomb pot, everybody has got to be suspecting that somebody likely may already have the flush or have the nut flush draw because it came out 3 spades, and we've got Soups that's got a pair of 9s, and let's see, and the 4th spade is just really kills action because the highest spade that we can see, and we can't see Lauren's hand, is the 4 of spades, so nobody feels good here. That's why it checked around. 5, 6, 7. Let's see. And yeah, Harlan's gonna take it down with his 4 of spades.
I honestly, like, I just don't love bomb pots. It's just everything. It's just like a smash and grab.
Yeah.
And there's like, I'm sure there's a great strategy post flop, but it's so hard to distinguish what your opponents have because a lot of your equity is measured with your opponent's pre-flop action, right? You're like narrowing their range with that, except for Mike, because there's no narrowing of his range. But for the most part, it's almost like playing a table of mice.
Mike, state 9. I haven't played with Mike before, so I didn't know.
You've met Mike the other night. Girl, we gotta work on your memory.
I haven't, his face has been mostly covered, I haven't seen him. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay.
We need to work on your memory.
I have a very good memory. I remember Mike very well now. He looks a little different. He's got a hat on tonight, covering up his head. But yeah, Mike is a wild man. Let's just say that. We'll just keep it that.
Young Gal Pro, what's up? Nice to see you. She has less than a pot left. It wasn't an overbet. It looked beautiful. You sound like Young Gal Pro, like gal. That's I grew up with a lot of Jamaicans used to call all the girls gal. So Mike raises to 50. Anthony 3-bets to 175. 4-bet Jesus is alive and well, ladies and gentlemen. Andre goes to 650. Let's go upstairs to the top floor, he said. Sasha now in the small blind. You gotta have a pretty tight range in the small blind to be calling here. You can open up your range a little bit more to be raising, and I see some $1,000 chips.
So Sasha, I think Sasha has a real hand here. Now Now, Andre and Sasha play together a lot. So, and as well as with Anthony. Yeah. So they play together a lot. They're going to know each other's play pretty well. And I'm sure he knows that Andre is capable of making that move light. But 4-bets are usually pretty strong. So for Andre to 4-bet there with Queen 9, it looks really strong. But obviously Sasha's not going anywhere with Ace King. Sub's going to correctly lay down his Ace Jack suited.
You guys gotta understand, this is a 2K 5-bet. This is Stones Live, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 2K 5-bet. And we love this. Yeah, Sasha, take it down.
And of course, yeah,
Andre can't call. What's up? And nice to see you.
Andre just has his little smirk like, oh, I got caught. I got caught with my hand in the cookie jar. Sasha said, no way, not happening. And I really like Sasha's 5-bet there because with that 4-bet, it could look like he's got a really strong pair, or Andre's really strong there. But Sasha said, no, I'm going to just go ahead and 5-bet.
Alex P. Keaton in the chat says that the loudspeaker voice is like the Charlie Brown teacher. Or the mom, is it the mom or the teacher? It was the teacher. Yeah, the teacher. I agree. It drives me crazy. Cards in the air.
75 to call.
If you're just tuning in, it's a 10-25 game with a $50 straddle occasionally.
I'm wondering if it's a $75 straddle right now because it was 75 to call and no one's raised yet that I saw. I never saw a raise. So it looked like somebody may have straddled to 75.
Pumping it upstairs to 275 with pocket 8s. And we love it.
Lauren did that?
Zach. Lauren raised and Zach went upstairs also. As far as I mean, the graphics, from what I saw, Lauren was the original raiser and Zach went upstairs.
Oh, Zach 3-bet it.
Yeah.
I didn't see the 3-bet.
Now, it looks like Zach's out of the hand, so I'm not sure.
I didn't see the 3-bet, but and based on the pot size, I think it may have just been the 250, and then there were 3 callers plus the original amount in the pot. Yeah, Ace 9, so there are 3 spades out there, but Lauren has 2 pair, and he's going to go ahead and bet it. But Mike has 2 pair as well. He's got bottom 2, and Lauren has top 2. So he's likely going to get called in this spot, especially from Mike. Mike's not going anywhere with his 2 pair. But Lauren may be a little bit nervous after getting called there, but it is Mike, so you know that you're likely still possibly good. It's Mike.
Unless you're not.
Yeah.
Unless he's
running good,
hand.
which does happen. But he goes ahead and bets it, believing he has the best hand, and he's going to take it down.
Mike folds 2 pair there.
Yeah.
That's Mike's. There's a leaf and he's turning it over. It's a new year. It's a new Mike, and a more sober Mike.
No, he
today.
called.
He called. Okay.
He called. Okay, that's the Mike.
Okay,
we all
there's
know.
the Mike we all know and love.
We know. Okay, he called.
The cameras are kind of moving fast among the players. So I can see the chips in front of him.
It looked like he mucked his hand.
Showtime Poker 19 says, "Ouch." No, I believe he called now. Pocket Ape says Veronica's worst nightmare. Zach is in the game, but is covered by commentators box, right? It's hard to watch when you can't see Zach.
Hey there, Rick. Good to see you in the chat.
We are in Twitch and YouTube chat tonight. The room is kind of popping. I'm kind of tilted right now because I have an 08 game right in front of me. It's my favorite game, and I love it. Like, there's no seat open, so that's even more tilting when there's a seat open and I'm sitting here. In Pan We Trust says, hello, ladies. Nice to see you, Mr. In Pan We Trust. Cards are in the air. 4-bet Jesus is alive. The world is good. Lock the doors. People are calling 5-bet. 5-bet's light.
In a 10-25 game.
In a 10-25.
What, we've got like almost 100K on the table. I know just between Sasha and Andre, we've got about 40K. Just between those 2 players on the table.
Aaron B says, I was going to say Mike doesn't fold bottom 2. Nope. He does not.
We are playing for annual incomes here. Some people's annual income.
If you're in the room and you can take away Garrett's mic and turn it off and like bring it to me, I'll give you $20. I'm just saying. It's tilting me. Please Fold says, I think Stone's Wi-Fi should be able to support their own streams. I agree. Let's pump up the Wi-Fi. I enjoy a good Wi-Fi. There's nothing better than a coffee and some Wi-Fi.
Some hot coffee. Speaking of which,
Coffee, we talk.
Last time we had some really good hot coffee.
We have.
You're not doing hot
like
coffee
butter
tonight?
No.
No hot coffee for you, huh?
Aaron B says, what game is that, me? It's a 1025. Andre, under the
Anna is
+2.
back in. She did
Raised
come
to
back.
100. Yes, Anna's back, and we're happy.
She just needed to take a little breather.
Ace 3-4 on the flop. Andre flops top pair. Snoop with an inside straight draw. Can't see what Mike's got.
And Anna has a backdoor flush possibility, but otherwise nothing. Mike's keeping his cards hidden.
Chip Avalanche, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat. They all checked the flop. Queen of clubs on the turn. Now Anna picks up a little bit more equity.
Yeah, now Anna has the flush draw. Second nut flush draw, actually.
Oh, we can see Mike's hand, the King 9. Always, you know,
Checks.
positive
Andre's
EV
gonna-
with that King 9.
Andre's gonna bet with the best hand.
Seattle Moss says, second time viewer and digging the host. Keep up the great work, ladies. Thanks.
Susan's gonna call with just the flush, just a straight draw here. He just could only hit a 5 to win this hand. Don't really love that call.
There's Anna.
And Anna calls, and Anna hits it. We love to see that. She just took a pretty bad
Big beat. Yeah.
big beat. And now she's gonna win this hand here. Let's see if she can get paid off with her when the flush comes.
1.2K in the pot. Bets 450. Bets less than half the pot. Looks super value to me. You could probably get value out of like a 2-pair hand because it is backdoor. So let's. Yeah, Andre gives it back.
Gives her a little bit back there. Yeah, because it went back door. But he had to be suspicious with 3 people in that somebody had it. But yeah, he pays it off. Small enough bet. She got her value.
Slowly chipping back at her loss.
It always feels good when you've had a big beat to just rake in some chips and start feeling like you're chipping away at that. So good for you.
Sasha's sitting here at like just over $21,000.
67.
Hey Sasha, call me. What are you doing later?
I have like 100K on the table. Hey there, Seattle Moss. We appreciate it. Good to see you in the chat. He says he's digging the host, and he's a second-time viewer.
I feel like you're not listening to me.
I probably wasn't listening to you. I was reading the chat. What did you say, sweetie?
I just repeated the same thing.
Oh, you did?
Anthony raises to 75. Snoop calls. Anthony's under the gun. Snoop has some position on him. Mike on the button, 3 bets at 375, and we love it. And we love it.
Anthony's
calls.
calling, and Snoop is also going to call here. He's got a fairly decent price to take a flop.
Queen deuce 6. Snoop flops second that flush draw. Anthony misses.
There's only 1 overcard to his 8s though. So Anthony, although he checks, it's not too bad of a board for 8s. And this is kind of like in the middle where Anthony could go either way. If he's gonna play the 8s, I would like to see a raise here, and then he could really find out where he's at, rather than having to call a turn bet when possibly another overcard comes out. If he's gonna play this hand, I'd like to see him go ahead and raise and see if he's got the best hand.
Yeah, but if he raises, pretty much anything that's calling him beats him. A 6 will fold, a deuce will fold, but queen will call, and a flush draw probably will call. And pocket 6s and pocket deuces and pocket queens will call.
Right. If he's going to play the hand, so I think he either needs to fold or he needs to raise, in my opinion, just because
I think folding and calling is a good option. Folding, probably the best one. I'm just saying, I think like a raise here pretty much is only a beating hand will call you.
Right, and then you know that you're beat rather than seeing another card on the turn that possibly completes a flush or another overcard if somebody has overcard, and then you have to check again, giving your opponent another chance to bluff, and you still don't know where you're at. So that's why I like the raise or the fold in that spot.
King MOO says, I don't understand poker streams not being age restricted. I don't know, dude. Don't ask me stuff. I'm not the boss of anything. Barely even the boss of myself. Lorson calls, it looks like a $50 straddle, and we love it. And it looks like everyone's calling. Anthony in the big blind now. Popping it up.
He's on the he's in the big blind. If he wants to play this hand, he doesn't necessarily want to play it out of position, so he's going to go ahead and raise, see if he can either take it down or get it down to maybe heads up.
Jack 6-5 on the flop.
Pair of fives is the best hand, but we've got an open-ended straight draw for Harlan. And Lauren can hit a backdoor flush, so can Anthony.
Anthony c-bets here, which is like, seems like he'd do with most of his range. I think it's good to like not be exploitable and like just c-bet when you hit, so I don't mind that c-bet. Harlan calls open-ended.
Yeah, he c-bet about half the pot, and yeah, Harlan's
I think it's a standard c-bet. Lauren now gotta think, is this backdoor flush an inside straight draw? No, he doesn't even have an inside straight draw. Sorry, he has a 5 and a backdoor flush draw. Is that even worth it?
He has the best hand right now, but he doesn't feel good about it because he's got a bet and a call. So
Seattle Moss asks, who is the most aggro player at the table? I would say Mike in seat 9, probably. And then I would say, what's his name? Andre in seat 4, depending on how Andre's feeling. Turn is a 4 of clubs. Now Anthony picks up some equity.
Yeah, and Harlan picks up a pair to go along with his open-ended straight draw as well. So this pot could actually get pretty interesting. Anthony's option, he's going to go ahead and check, see if he can see a free river card, maybe hit his flush, which he does not make, and Harlan has the best of it with the 4. Let's see, I could see it going.
Is there a bet big enough for Anthony to get a better hand to fold, which is everything? And Harlan pretty much has a bluff catcher type hand. So Anthony, like, what is the size of this bet to make Harlan fold? Like, right. I'm thinking like 3/4 pot?
Possibly. He's got to be thinking who his opponent is. Harlan is going to call lighter than some of the other opponents as well. So Anthony's putting all those things together in his head right now.
The turn was checked, and I'm thinking like, does a straight check the turn? There's no flush. Like, really, what's checking the turn?
That's big. He bets a pretty nice size bet. It was about 1,500. Yeah, he bets 1,500, and Harlan can't call. So great read by Anthony. He put that hand together. He realized that when Harlan checks back that turn, there's very few, unlikely that he has a very strong hand there, and Anthony rightly takes it away on the river.
Showtime Poker 19 says, any more of those sick table 11 card protectors? You have to talk to JFK Stones. I got one, and I mailed it out to a fan in Arizona. Plus a hat, which Pocket Apes wants to kill me.
You were talking about who is an aggro player. I have played with Anthony before at Capital, where a lot of these players that are really good pros, on any given day you could see a different side of them depending on the lineup. The game that I played in with Anthony, he was super aggressive, playing tons of pots with super weak holdings, and he crushed because of the field he was. So these great players are going to adjust their style based on the field. Anthony's one of those players, as well as Andre and Sash as well, I think are all like that. And then Mike is just a wild man.
I think that is key, the adjustment that these really competent players are able to make, whereas like a typical lower, I would say a player that isn't doing it professionally is typically not adjusting as well as these guys. So Harlan races 75, Andre calls, heads up. Ace 7, Andre flops the best of it. Andre might check here and let Harlan c-bet. It's not a great c-betting board. 9 on the turn. I like to check from Harlan. It's a like hit it or miss, crush it or completely miss it kind of board.
Right.
Harlan might think that king high is good.
The best hand, yeah, absolutely. On that board, it feels that way.
My friend says Jonathan will play after he commentates, I hope. We hope too.
Well, and he's definitely going to be playing in Veronica's game. He's going to be in on that one for sure. Which is that the 21st? Let's see. Veronica
Wednesday is
the 14th plus 7. Yeah, so the 21st should be is the Veronica and Friends game. And Jonathan Little will be playing in that stream, as well as I and Veronica and a lot of other really fun action players. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, 21st. It's going to be a fun week, actually.
I'm excited.
Chip Avalanche says, very good bet, yes. If you want to follow him on Snapchat, it's Cheese Guru. Funny name.
You can see some toenails.
It's
really
so disgusting.
I would just pass.
Yeah, it's so disgusting. I don't know what he's thinking. I think some people just don't care.
Yeah, I followed him on Snap after you told me that he was posting fun things from Thailand, and all I've seen so far is toenails.
So Soup Soup races 75. Andre 3 bets. I love how active Andre is today. I love it. And Soup Soup calls. Look at these cards.
I think from the small blind, Ace 5, that's the correct. You want a 3 bet there.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, there's 625 in the pot, and the 2 cards are Ace 5 offsuit and a 9-8.
Yeah, this game, with these players, they're pros, they're action players. They didn't come here to just sit and knit it up. They came here to find an edge and make something.
There are no sweaters going to be knit tonight.
No, not with these players. And so many of them are familiar with each other, so they really play together a lot, and they know each other well, and they're not going to be afraid in a lot of different spots that other players would be.
So who do you think, from right now, who do you think is the best player at this table right now?
Okay, so I don't have the little I've seen of Andre. He seems excellent, but I haven't played a lot with him. Anthony is a fantastic player. So when I played with him, I feel like Anthony was really good, and I was impressed.
I think later on we'll have to do MVPs.
From just the little I've seen tonight, Andre's made some. I like Andre's play. He seems to be keeping it very GTO. It's hard to put him on a hand. You don't know exactly what he's going to have. So I like Andre, but from playing with these players, I would say Anthony is excellent as well. Yeah,
Anthony's right now my favorite. It looks like, was this $100 straddle? Ace 10-6 on the flop. Harlan flops, second pair. No one's got an ace. Looks like it's checked to Harlan. Harlan bets 300. And Soup Soup.
He should just take it down.
It looks like Harlan called 100 pre-flop. I think it was a straddle.
I don't know what Soup Soup's even thinking about taking so long here to even fold with 9 high.
I think sometimes these guys don't want to appear as though they're playing a 9-3 and making it look like it's a little bit of a harder decision to fold. That's the only thing I can think of. Because, yeah, what are you thinking about? Why are you in the hand? I think he straddled. Yeah, he straddled $100. So, and we love it. Rick and Barstow says he can see LA from Barstow. I don't think he's right in Barstow. I think you said you're somewhere else today, right? If you're just joining us, it's a 1025. You're welcome. 5-bet Jesus is real.
Mike raises to 75 with pocket fives from Under the Gun +1. Anthony is gonna call with his ace-10 against Mike. I'm sure he hasn't done it yet, or he might 3-bet. He does decide on a call. And Andre has pocket jacks. He's going to take it upstairs for sure here. He goes ahead and raises to 400, it looks like. Yeah, 400.
Is it hard to watch them and not be able to be in this game?
I would like to be in this game, you know, specifically against certain players you know about, but there's a lot of crushers in this game too. So if I was in this game, I would definitely be aiming for 1 or 2 players and then trying to stay out of the way of some of the others.
Mike calls, and we go heads up, ace, 10, 4 to spades.
I really don't like the call there from Mike with pocket fives. You know, anything 6s or below, you know, you're wanting to set mine for a cheap price, but when someone takes it up, and then he hits the 5 on the turn, sick. Did Andre check the flop?
Yeah.
Okay, they went check on the flop because it was the ace was out there, and wanted to do some pot control. I'm sure Andre did, and Mike realizes his equity on the turn.
So Mike's pulling an Andre move and just kind of spazzing out on the river.
And so he bets 1.3K. And if it was any other player, you know, Andre...
It's more than the pot.
Yeah, Andre, any other player, he's probably insta-mucking, but it's Mike, so he's suspicious. And he's not sure if he may be good here. So this is why Mike gets paid when he does hit his hands, because he is... And I've seen this with a lot of wild players.
Look at this.
When they're... Yeah, he gets paid off.
Pay me my money. And I don't think the pay is...
image.
I don't think it's that bad because of the way it was played on the flop. They both checked it, and like I think Mike has an ace. He probably bets that flop when checked too. I don't think it's that bad of a call in the river. It was checked basically flop and turn.
I don't know, a lot of aces in my opinion, and I often check aces on the flop. Pretty frequently, it's usually your best, you're strong, you want somebody to either realize a little bit more equity or it disguises your hand a little bit better to get paid off on the turn.
Ghost of M says, seat open. If you want to get a seat in our game, Moobot just put up the phone number to JFK Stone South. Please text him your dick pics at 3 in the morning. Many different angles. He's gonna kill me. If not, just send Profess Your Love to him at 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 in the morning. That's what he likes.
Is that Justin?
Poor Justin. Like, how did you get stuck with me?
I mean, with Vanessa.
13 says, anyone winning big? Yeah, dude. Andre. Is this a bomb pot?
It looks like it is a bomb pot.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
$900 pre-flop.
Does anybody have a real hand? Not that I can see yet, but we've got some we've got 3 hands that are still in the dark right now. And on the best of it, we see Susan's got 3s. Yeah, Lauren has a6, so he's got the best of it with top pair and backdoor flush possibilities for both him and ZM, but Andre has the king of diamonds there, and he also has a gut shot straight draw. He could hit a 5 to complete his straight. Let's see what else we got here. Ace queen. Okay, Anthony, we see his hand now. He's got the nut flush draw. And he raises to 1.2K into a pot that was 1.3, so he raised a pot size bet. Comes back to Lauren with the ace6.
It's hard to call,
and he folds.
It's hard to call with just top pair on a bomb pot.
Yeah, well, Anthony has 2 big overcards as well as the flush draw, so nice hand.
My friend says, Justin Paredes, is that a ferret? Watching mobile. I thought maybe you sent him a picture and he thought it was a ferret. I'm pretty excited. We've got a lot of big tournaments coming up. We're getting a lot of big cash games on Fridays. That sit and go, the $1,100 sit and go, I think is next Friday again. Are you playing that one?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm not playing it, but it's my understanding that we have a celebrity that's going to be in that game. Possibly.
I know we get
Chris Moneymaker, maybe. From what I understand, this is the one I think Chris Moneymaker actually signed up to play in that sit and go. I'm not sure. I'm going to be in the booth on that one. I'm not sure who's going to be with me.
I love me some Chris Moneymaker. I'm telling you, he's a good human being. I love that guy. Sasha raced at 125 initially, got a couple callers. He's got Ace King, backdoor flush draw with Ace High.
And the best hand. But Mike's going to go ahead and lead out.
No, Sasha bet.
Oh, Sasha
Mike
bet.
called.
Oh,
yeah.
And he called. Okay.
Now Mike picks up a queen on the turn. Yeah, he did. And Sasha needs a jack for a straight.
And Mike's going to lead the turn now for 350. And now, Sasha can hit a jack or his ace king for the best hand. And he is trying to figure it out.
So Sasha's a super smart guy, and he plays against Mike on a regular basis. He's trying to figure out his equity, I think, right now.
He was thinking, if an ace or king comes, if it's the ace or king of hearts, I likely could be no good, because that completes the flush there. Jack of the hearts, the same thing. So he's got less outs in his mind, likely, if Mike's holding one heart in his hand. So he goes ahead and folds.
I think that fold is not bad against Mike. Like, there are better spots that you can pick
to get Mike's money.
Yeah,
I agree.
That was a super greasy spot.
Yeah. And Mike had the best hand.
Yeah, he did. This room is popping tonight.
It is.
And they're tilting me on purpose. They put an 08 in front of me with a seat open.
On Monday, you and I are going to be on the PL08 game as well.
You've been playing some PL08?
I have not been playing any PL08, but I have been studying my mixed games.
Zach, under the gun +1, raises to 75. Now, Zach, why I originally started becoming a fan of Zach is because he was so active early on when he started playing the stream. Seems like he's kind of toned it down a bit. Still dancing to the beat of his own drum. Harlan 3-bets with pocket tens, everybody folds. Harlan's also tightened up his game a bit, and he's getting a different response from the local grinders than he used to. He used to be the Mike at the game, and now Mike is the new Mike. And Harlan is knitting some sweaters lately.
Now, it was the game that we were on, Harlan was playing, and he was pretty wild that night.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Because on the stream, he's kind of been knitting sweaters.
Really?
Yeah. So Zach just calls a 25. Interesting. We haven't had a limp pot. I think one of our hands has been limped. I can't see Zach's holding. Andre raises to 125. Super active in this game. I love it, actually. I love Andre in this game tonight. And I like Anthony as the strongest player.
Sasha's going to call with his pocket deuces and try to set mine.
Now, this is a good spot to set mine because you've got so many people in the pot. You're getting the right odds to call to set mine.
Got a lot of suited connectors,
and he's got enough behind to make it worthwhile. Hey!
So
Jack high flop.
Harlan's got a pair of nines for the best hand. Andre has two overcards here, but not much working for anyone else except Harlan's with middle pair. So let's see if aggression takes it down or the best hand.
Okay, they're talking about a ferret. Does someone have an actual ferret on the table?
I think there's a picture of a ferret. Wait, oh, Justin's picture has the ferret on it.
Oh, okay,
yes.
Okay. Just like, what are they talking about? I know Lon McCarran brings his dog to the poker table.
Harlan bet with the best hand and he takes it down. What kind of dog is it?
Chihuahua.
Oh, cute.
It's a therapy dog.
Nice.
Yeah. I like that we allow therapy pets in the room.
My sister also has a therapy pet. Little French
Is it a
bulldog.
peacock? Oh no.
It's a French bulldog.
Did you hear about that peacock that got denied on the airplane? It was a
Therapy
emotional
peacock?
support peacock.
Yeah.
Hard to put a peacock on a plane though, I will say that. The passenger bought a ticket for the peacock.
Oh, so he had his own chair. It should be
Yeah.
allowed in. Andre has ace king. He raises to 175, and Harlan with queen 9 suited is going to give it a call. Mike's in there as well with the queen 7 suited.
Can you toilet train a peacock?
And let's see, I think birds. I don't think so.
I mean, you
Unlikely
can
to-
train parrots.
You can toilet train parrots.
Yeah, you can. King high flop, 2 hearts. Andre
Andre's-
flops top.
It's good.
Not much for anybody else. And Andre's going to continue. And so this is why I like how Andre's playing tonight. He's not exploitable. He would c-bet if he missed. He probably c-bet most of his range here.
Absolutely.
Fort Garrett says, is Lon from Sacktown? I guess you could say he's from the area. He lives just outside of Sacramento. And he's a local legend, and he's in our poker room all the time. He's our poker room ambassador, actually. And we love him. Probably one of the nicest guys in the room.
Okay, we already have the straddle back on, so it's going to be 50 to call.
Yeah, it is.
And Sasha wakes up with pocket kings. This is the first pocket kings we've seen tonight. They don't have a great reputation here at Stones for winning. Let's see how they hold up for Sash.
He goes upstairs to 150.
Harlan's in there with the ace deuce of clubs, and
By the
Mike with sixes.
If someone hasn't seen Sasha play, he's been crushing like all the WPT tournaments recently and stuff. Actually, he's been crushing a lot of them. Go look at his results. He's like a really good tournament and cash game player. Usually, like they're strong at one or the other. He's great at both.
So Andre calls with his 7-3 of diamonds.
And flops a
Curious
7.
about that. It's under the gun.
Because he was the straddle, so he's defending.
Oh, I see. Okay, he was the straddle. That makes a little more sense.
Queen high flop, still a little dangerous. It is a bit wet of a board. He's probably going to c-bet here. It's still kind of safe. Lauren has a flush draw, so he may stick around.
Yeah, Zach has the best hand with Queen Jack, top 2, but Lauren actually has more equity in this pot with his 5-6 of hearts than Zach.
I'm interested to see what Zach's gonna do because now Sasha bets 650, and it looks like Lauren is calling. Now the pot's pretty big, almost 3K, and Zach has a decision to make. Does he bump it upstairs? It's a little bit wet. There is a flush draw. He probably wants to get worse hands to stay and better hands to fold. How does he go about doing that? He's gonna go upstairs. Yes, he is. The yellow chip is worth 10,000. The purples are 500, so it looks like, sorry, 1,000, 10,000. He raises to almost 2.5K, 2.4K. Sasha, with an overpair, gotta be nervous.
Yeah, definitely. And he's got the second best hand, and he's the third best equity hand. I'm curious as to why it says Lauren has the most equity in this pot with just the flush draw. I would think that Queen Jack would actually be better right now at this point. That doesn't seem accurate to me.
Maybe the backdoor straight possibilities.
Maybe that adds a couple extra points.
Sasha's, yeah, probably the backdoor straight possibilities.
Yeah, but it's still, I would think he should have about 36 to 40% equity in this pot instead of 46. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly why the graphics are showing 46%.
Because yeah, I guess. They're also gaining some of the equity. If it's heads up, I think his equity will go down. So Sasha is thinking this one through and knows pretty much two pair. There's no better than two pair right now. Two pair is beating him, or a set. There's no straight, and there's just a flush draw. And Sasha correctly folds.
Stone's Live made a good point that the reason likely that it's showing that Lauren has the most equity in this pot is because they know what cards have been folded, and no hearts have been folded yet. So there's still so many live cards out there for them. None of his outs have been taken away.
So yeah, we do show the true outs.
Yeah, so
Not just like the general calculated. Seattle Moss says this is gonna be spicy. Yes. So now Lauren, does he want to gamble? He does have backdoor straight draw possibilities. I mean, if you're really optimistic. It's hard to fold. Oh, yeah, he folds it.
he folds it. Now I would love to see I would love to wrap it there and just kind of see.
Yeah, pay the dealer $5. Let's see the turn in the river. See, and the one thing about Lauren is he's got to wonder, is his 6-high flush good? You know, maybe Zach has a better flush draw or backdoor flush draw and is blocking some of his equity. Although he couldn't see his true outs. It looks like we're having an earthquake. Someone spun the wheel. This is what happens. Someone spins the wheel and then our camera goes fuzzy.
Ease my chair.
Stone's Live Poker says Royal Flush Earthquake. It's too bad we don't have a sound in this game, but it seems like the players aren't talking that much. Mike's sober tonight, so... Quat Attack 2 says 6-5 had the most equity because the two players who made hands share equal equity with each other. The 6-5 doesn't depend for the most part on the other two players' equity. His equity is all his own.
And Pocket King again.
Stone's Live explained that we did see the true out, so that was his true equity. So Lauren, with Pocket Kings, 3 bets to 325. Harlan was the original raiser to 75. So if Harlan does call, he will be heads up. If his opponent has ace, king, kings, or queens, Harlan's pretty crushed. Mr. Smiley says no bomb pot. Yeah, they're doing bomb pots every time the dealer changes. Maybe they're doing it next hand. I'm not sure. Did the dealer just come in? I didn't notice.
We have had a couple of bomb pots already. I didn't think it was quite time yet. Seems like it hasn't been 30 minutes since our last bomb pot.
I like Harlan's call here. I like the fact that everyone's not like knitting it up, you know? So kings flop a set. Harlan checks. Harlan's probably going to check fold.
Well, Lauren should definitely, well, there are 2 hearts out there, but he's got the king of hearts, so I would have really liked to have seen a check back.
Yeah,
because you're just crushing. Like, I mean, your opponent can unlikely have anything on that board, so you want them to realize some sort of equity.
Yeah, Harlan's not raising pre-flop with an 8-5 or like maybe pocket 8s, maybe pocket 5s, but I agree with you. I think like a check back.
And against one opponent, it's unlikely really that they have the hearts as well. So
yeah, if you're against like 2 or 3 other opponents, you can get some equity out of flush draws and maybe 2 pair hands or a set, a worse set. But yeah, I think heads up there, especially when check 2, check back is fine.
Yep, I agree.
Sasha's smiling. He's a nice guy. Look at his life. His life is so good. His hair is beautiful. He drives a really nice,
oh my God, his car,
old model Toyota Corolla that's tan colored.
No,
I mean, his life is so good.
You're kidding. That's a joke.
I am kidding. Do you want to announce his license plate on the car on the show too?
No, I'm just like.
Anna checks this flop, and Soup continues.
I got a picture in his car with the doors that lift on the sides and thing.
You don't know about needling, do you?
I do. Well, I know about needling at the table, but not in real life. It goes right over. Whoop. Ace Jack versus Ace 10, and we have an ace on the flop here. So we've got Soup Soup let out and Anna called. Now Anna does have the best hand here, and she is gonna bet. Let's see, she bet 500 into a pot of 1,000, so she did a half-size bet, and Soup Soup is thinking about it. Now I've seen Soup Soup make some big folds, so I would like to see what he thinks, if he thinks he's got the best hand here.
It's not, I mean, ace 10's not a great holding. I'm just like not, I don't.
And he
love
shows
one
the
pair
ace
hands.
as he lays it down. Like, look, I'm capable of making these big folds. I don't really like the show. I definitely don't like
don't
the
love the
show
show
there.
either.
You definitely don't want players knowing that you're capable of making those big laydowns, because they will start to use that against you for sure and put a lot of pressure on you and test you.
Seattle Moss says, when I make the 370-mile drive north one day, what is the must-have dish from the Poker Room restaurant? You're going north? Your name's Seattle. There is arugula and pear pizza. That's amazing.
Yum.
I love the pizza here. We have a fire brick pizza
fire
oven.
pizza
Yeah,
is
brick
the
fire pizza.
most amazing pizza. And you can even do it vegan style. I met a gentleman here that did the pizza all vegan, and it looked delicious.
Frank the Prank says these girls can't spell poker. Auditions are more than welcome. Please submit your video to JFK Stones. You're welcome to take my job. They've been trying to get rid of me for years. Anthony raises to 100. Andre calls. Everybody's a wizard. Everybody's a wizard. Come on down, baby. Show me what you got. You got three-way to a flop. Ace, ace, 10. Nothing for nobody. Andre's still ahead with the pocket pair.
And Anthony is the one, though, that's going to bet here with the backdoor flush as well as a straight draw.
As Maddie Games says, how do you spell poker?
Now Anthony improves to a real flush draw and the nut flush draw, as well as his queen for a straight draw. Gut shot. Now I don't even know why Mike is still in this hand.
It's Mike.
But he is, and
The
we
favorite
like
one
it.
in the game.
And Andre, now he has to call another bet on the turn with his sixes, and he's going to do it. He says with that board, ace, ace, 10, he likely with his pair is still best. And he, again, Anthony and Andre play together, so he definitely knows that Anthony can be raising there without having a made hand yet. And Anthony doesn't realize any of his equity. He doesn't know his flush or his straight. And Andre still has the best with sixes. So let's see if Anthony continues or if he shuts it down. The only way he can win this pot is to bet, and I think he knows that at this point. But he's suspicious about what Andre could have here. Could he have an ace already and just be, definitely getting called? But Anthony's going to go ahead and take it down. He doesn't believe Andre has an ace, and I think this might get through.
The aggression, the less likely that he does have an ace because there's two on the flop, and on the flop, well, I guess Anthony bet 100 and Andre just called. Maybe Andre raises with an ace. I'm not sure. Probably not. But I think he's been pretty aggressive on the rivers. And I think it's been working.
I think Andre's going to fold here. He could make a call with the sixes.
Sorry, Anthony. Anthony has been.
But the 10, I think Andre doesn't necessarily think Anthony has an ace, but he may believe he has a 10.
So if Andre makes this fold, in his defense, I would say most people are not capable of bluffing the river. Most people will check back river if they feel they've got showdown equity. They are scared to put money in on the river if they feel like they're gonna get called off light. So river bluffing is less likely. Usually in smaller games, these bigger games, there's a little bit more chance, but most people are not capable of bluffing the river, especially bluff raising. Bluff raising, almost nobody is capable.
I also just have to say, Andre, just even thinking this long about calling with his sixes, he does fold it, but obviously a really excellent player. He knows Anthony is capable of making that bluff. They play together enough. He believes he may likely have the best hand, but I think he ultimately thought that Anthony may have a 10 there, and he laid it down. But he thought about it for a long time. He was very suspicious.
I think against most of Anthony's range, he's probably beat, and most of the time that's the correct fold.
Right. And it's like, do you really want to get your money in 2K, more of your money in there with sixes?
Yeah.
Anthony could even have a little bigger pair, pocket pair. So it's just, you know, it's a marginal spot to put that amount of money in the pot when you when you've got other action players at the table and you can find a better spot to get it in.
Seattle Moss says Andre can only put him on Jack 10. Yeah, a 10 type hand.
Harlan's got pocket 9s, he raises to 125. Mike's gonna call with the king 5 off because it's Mike, and Anthony's got pocket 8s. Here, he's definitely calling with the 125 with his pocket 8.
We're praying for like a 9-8 king board. 5-bet Jesus, come through for us one time.
How about 9-8 king? Is that what you said? 9-8? I heard you say 9-8. Did you say king too?
Yes. It's like
I
Mary.
did hear
she
you,
doesn't
but it
listen
took
to me.
a second.
King Jack 5.
Yeah, you know.
Mike flops. He's got kings
bottom. Oh my goodness. You know, and this is why we love Mike.
Soup flops the nut flush draw. He may be sticking around.
There. Yeah. He was in the big blind, and so he went ahead and made the call. He was already had some of his money in the pot, and there were 3 people already in, so he was getting priced in to go ahead and make the call there. And he flopped a nice hand. Now Harlan raised to 425, and Mike is definitely going to call. Soup now with a caller behind is likely going to call here as well. He's getting a much better price now.
So 325 to call into 1.5K. I think it's a good price. And there he goes, Bink. You're welcome. But the board is paired now, and now Mike has a boat. Soup has the nut flush. Oh my God, there's going to be fireworks.
Wow. Yeah, this hand is, I don't see us not getting it all in here.
Soup checks. He's first to act. I like this check. I think he's trying to induce, you know, some bluffage from one of these two with like, I mean, someone was sitting with a king jack. The 5 doesn't really change anything for them. But unfortunately, Mike's got a king 5 and turned the world. And now he's looking at a 2.8K pot with a 1K bet in front of him.
Harlan's the one who let out for 1K with his 9s.
And look, did you see Harlan's eyeballs? You see Harlan just like eyeballing him? All we need is a 9 on the river. That's all we need. Mike just called. I love this call.
We still have one more card to go. Mike's not rushing it. Mike says we've got time for me to make all the money.
Going upstairs.
Yeah,
Soup's going up to 2.5.
And Harlan says, why? Why did I put in that money? He's like, just, Harlan's kicking himself.
Mike's all in for 14K. And Soup is hating this now. And now I think Soup's starting to figure out where he's at. The board's paired, and he's probably beat. It is Mike, though.
Mike, and that's what makes it so hard. But Soup's
Mike could so easily do this with an ace 5, maybe. And he shows him.
Oh, whoa.
I do not like this shot.
Why would he? Maybe we didn't. We can't hear the audio.
I don't like.
So
this.
We don't know exactly how that show happened. Maybe.
He did call. He did call.
Wow.
Oh, I thought that Soup folded and Mike showed him. My friend says, Veronica, when you're 90 and I'm 70, we will still cuddle. Yes, we will. I'll be a coug when I'm 90. I'll start adopting that coug lifestyle at 90. There's Veronica and Friends, the little edition, February 21st. Jonathan will probably be sitting next to me on my right, hopefully, because I don't want him on my left. Oh God, why do you guys torturize me?
Oh my God.
You torturize Veronica, you know love Veronica.
Ford said he's going to feed the street cats. Still loving you for doing that. Now the question is, have you taken any of them to get spayed and neutered yet? Without getting scratched. Cat scratch fever. Mike now has 26.9K after that. He is running hot. The question is does he give it back? And if so, how much by the end of this stream?
I'm still getting people texting me, telling me why that equity was a little off on that hand. I'm like, okay, we figured it out.
What are they telling you?
The exact same reason that
we already talked about. Okay,
there were more hearts in the deck than we originally thought.
Classic Lonica.
Look, I'll just tell you guys one thing. I'm a human being, okay? Sometimes you make a mistake, okay? Just forget about it. I went from like Eastern European to like forget about it. Like, get over it, people. Typical equity for that hand would have been like 36 to 38, maybe 40%, depending.
Yeah, should have been 36 to 38. Anthony has ace jack and he raises it to 75. Soup calls. He's probably a little tilted after the last hand and he wants to see a flop. And
Mike 3-bets. Look at this Mike 3-bet under the gun. Under the gun of all places to a 525 with a 9-4. Ladies and gentlemen, lock the doors.
He just won a big hand. He's feeling it, and he's going to put the pressure on. He says, I've got the big stack at the table. I'm going to put a lot of pressure on you guys. And you know what? Right now, Ace-Jack's the best hand. And Ace-Jack doesn't even feel great facing a 3-bet in this spot because you could be facing Ace-Queen or Ace-King. So Anthony just lays it down. And this is going to get through because Soup can't complete with the 6-8 off. He really, unlikely for him, should have even been there. The only reason he was because he was in the small blind. He already had a little bit in, and I think he was a little tilted and frustrated after losing that huge hand.
Mike is slowly turning into a crusher in this game right now, like with this. Oh, and Soup. OMG, like, are we playing 1-3?
Are our graphics correct? 6-8 and 9-4, and we already have over $1,000 in the pot.
Yeah.
With 9 high. The best hand is 9 high.
9-4 versus 8-6, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stone's Live Poker. Poker is alive and well.
And Soup hits the best hand with an 8, and that does put 3 spades out there. But Mike, I saw, was reaching for chips.
The thing is, Mike didn't tell this story very well. If he decides to spaz out on the river, Soup might just call.
Yeah, well,
like,
and also
he did nothing
with
on the
his
turn
3-bet. It looks like a king could definitely be in Mike's range, but he's gonna just fold. Yeah, and Soup takes it down. Wow.
Almost 2K with an 8-6 offsuit, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a great game.
Welcome to the street. We have like, what is that guy wearing? What is he?
I feel like we need to have him in the booth just for a minute. I mean, that outfit needs to be on camera.
Yeah. That is
seriously. He's got.
We love your outfit. We're checking you out over here.
Yes.
I don't think he's just ignoring. Are you ignoring us?
We see you.
Come in here.
See. Come on. Come on, baby.
Check. Come over here. We want to see you. We've been checking you out. Get in here. We want to see this outfit.
Is that the final table?
Come on, right here, right in the middle. Right in the middle.
Okay, let's see.
Get in here.
Check him out and kneel down just a little bit so we can get the whole thing.
This dude right here is walking around the poker room.
This is my World Series outfit here.
This is his World Series outfit. Yes, and I love it.
I'm trying to see if I can win against Canyon or Brian. You guys actually get paid to do this?
A little bit. Cookies.
Little bit.
They pay us cookies.
I should have freshened up before I came in.
You should have freshened up. Well, you look fresh enough, my friend. You look fresh and so clean.
I just got the sunglasses on.
What bet did you lose? Tell me what you lost. You lost a massive prop bet, didn't you not?
No, I didn't lose a bet. I won a lot.
I love the outfit. This guy.
I'm all about
Where have you been all my life?
This is a winning outfit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I love the outfit. I'm all about it. Dress up for your life, people. This is your only one we get as far as we know, so dress up for it.
These aren't fun for me.
Okay. What happens?
Bomb pot time. I'll handle it. So I know you hate him so much.
Thank you for coming in.
We've got so far the Anthony has ace-5 under the gun +1. Let's see,
I know.
Checked around so far. Andre is going to bet 425 with the king-7. He has nothing. Anna, she calls with her. She's got pair of 9s and backdoor flush draw possibility.
Thank you, sir. Showtime Poker says, dude looks like Steven Tyler. Almost.
And I'm impressed with Anthony's bet here. He correctly had read that, and he hits his straight, and he makes the flush draw on the turn. So now Andre has by far the best hand. He somehow knew that he was going to hit his 8 that he needed.
He knew it.
He knew it.
God, all these people that know it.
I know, he just knew somehow. He realized on that flop that it, unlike, I don't know, some bomb pot. So I'm impressed that he bet that there, and everyone was super light.
Mr. Smiley says, America, yeah. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll take care of it. All right. So Andre bets 1.4K, and he takes it down with the best hand. Mike with over 25K and Sasha at 20K. Just between the top 2 players, we have a lot, $45,000 on this table. It's a really big game, and it is not nitty. You know, sometimes with these big games, people are playing above their bankrolls, and it's a nitty, scared game. We have not seen that tonight. It is all action. Thank you, Plain Minim says I have a great personality. Appreciate it. Well, hello, Daniel. Bomb pots are great. They add a new twist to the game. I agree, especially if you're stuck. Bomb pots are the best when you're stuck and you take down a big bomb pot and you instantly get all that money. Love it. Whose idea was the bomb pot? Something that's been going on here for a while. It's just pretty much a standard. We do it in every game. We do a lot of interesting things. Sometimes we do the button game where when it's your button, you put, depending on the size of the game, you put $10, $25 under the button, and that continue progressively adds on until the button seat wins that pot. I haven't seen them doing that yet tonight, but it's still fairly early. Right now, we're 5-way to a flop, and Anna has 6-7 suited. We've got 3 spades on the board. Soup's the only one with a spade. We can't see Zach's hand. Let's see. Mike has a pair of 10s for the best hand, and he bets 125. Soup folds, Harlan folds, he takes it down. My friend says you were going to get us 2 glasses of wine.
Oh
but
God,
you came
I wish.
back empty-handed.
We're not allowed to drink. F my life. Plain M&M says Kasey has a great personality. Yeah, she does.
Thank you.
I used to be the girl in the poker room, and then Kasey came in, and they're like, forgot about Veronica.
She's so full of it. She's so full of it.
They're telling us, my friend says girls' night. Cheers. Yeah.
I wish we were cheersing right now. But the night is still young, and the stream ends, but the game doesn't. You know, a lot of times these streams, as action as this game is crazy, and it's so action-packed right now.
I can't believe this is a 1025. Typically, I'm seeing this kind of craziness on a 1-3. But then it goes to show you that, hey man, it doesn't matter.
That's what I was just saying, was like normally at 1025, people are playing a little bit scared. Some people are playing outside of their bankrolls, and it's a little bit more nitty, but not tonight. These players came here to play. They have the bankrolls to back it up.
Or they're like super GTO crushers,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Like they study this game, they work at it, and they didn't come here to play bad.
Mr. Smiley says, I don't think they're doing the button game tonight. No. The button game's fun too.
Not yet, yeah. There is
we lost the graphics for a minute. Anthony's involved in another pot.
It looks like, is that Zach, who's also in the hands? Yeah, Zach and Anthony.
You know what I like to do? I like to troll Anthony a little bit. And like put a little filter on his face. and send him. Oh, that's Zach. Oh, now Anthony's Cheese Guru. Anthony's sending me a snap. There he goes.
Is Vanessa coming? Vanessa Sells. Someone, they're talking about her in chat. What?
They're saying Anna looks like Vanessa Sells.
Oh. Well, that's not true. Yeah, we still don't have graphics, but our amazing team is working on it. Should be back up shortly. And it looks like we've got a lot of money in this pot, though. Anthony's definitely involved. He takes it down with a bet there. We had a 7-5-5 ace board. Can't see Anthony's hand right now, but we do know it's like. Oh, Mike called, and who did they give that pot to? Mike wins the pot.
We're getting snap stalked. He does this every single time. Cheese Guru, Anthony.
So he came over here and did this?
Yeah. He does it every single time.
All right, so we're gonna see another hand here, and Andre's got 10-4, 25 to call. Nobody for anything. Nobody has anything yet.
I'm just happy
A lot of
graphics are back.
trolls right now in the chat saying some naughty things.
Sasha raises
Boys, keep
75.
it clean.
Soup Soup calls the 75. The pimp is walking around making his rounds. Look at, I was just like,
Looking good.
looking interesting. I hope you all
It's
enjoyed
like
that.
Asian street style. I love it. Like anyone who's willing to dress up for their life, I don't care how you dress up for your life, I am in full support. Dress up for your life, people.
Sasha 3 bets to 1.6K. And then Harlan jams for 3.4K. Harlan has to have more than 3.4K.
And Sasha's gonna call. I can only say that Sasha's definitely gonna call.
They're running the board like more than once. Harlan flops
his
top
top.
2. And they're gonna chop this. They're gonna chop this.
Nice. Chop it up.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at Mike's chips, not Harlan's chips. My bad.
Did Harlan make that raise on the flop? Was it
Pre-flop.
after the flop? Pre-flop.
Pre-flop,
He
yeah.
jams pre-flop with Jack 10 off, and then he happens to hit top 2.
Well,
That's
it's a
what it
chop.
is.
They ran it twice.
Yes, it just.
There's the pimp. There's our pimp.
There
Look
he
at it.
is. You can see the pants.
Yeah. Now you got the full meal deal.
And
right
he's just
there.
hanging around, walking around. I don't see him actually playing. I just see him
Why
walking
do you need to
around.
play when you got that much money?
Yeah, he just wants to
Right?
be seen. He's just here to be seen. And look, he got some camera time. Hello, Dave. Welcome to the room, to the chat.
J139 says, greetings, I'm late to the game.
I just said that.
No, you said hello, Day. I listened to you. I just read what he said.
Okay. All right.
Come on, girl. It's not my first rodeo. No, it's not.
No.
No, it's not.
He's at a new rodeo
Soup.
every night.
Soup raises 75. Hey, we can start the needles. Soup raises 75.
some fun.
Harlan calls. Anthony calls. It's a 3-way, like a standard Friday night for these guys. 3-4-8 on the flop. Anthony's checking. He did flop a pair. Odd is 300. And it looks like Soup Soup put in a bet. I can't see what Soup Soup's got, and the camera's kind of behind.
If I was to bet, I'd say Soup Soup has the best hand right now.
Kelly Bree says, I'm here for the 1-2 game. Hello, ladies.
Anthony has top pair with eights. And Andre has middle pair with 4s. What does Soup Soup have? He folds. I think he had overcards.
I don't think he folds overcards, not overpair. Okay.
No, just overcards. I would have liked to have seen it.
Cameron, one of our dealers, is playing 08. I didn't know he played 08. I'm surprised.
He does play basketball.
Fresh meat in the game.
He plays Tuesday basketball. I actually gave him quite the shove this last week when he stuffed me.
Good.
When I was trying to shoot.
Accidentally, like,
Who
elbow
stuffs
him.
a girl? I literally just shoved him as hard as I could. I got so frustrated.
Anthony raises 75 on the button with a king 6. Anna calls. King high flop. Anna's got the best of it.
Best king, but Anthony is in there with his king 6.
She checks, he bets. He's going to c-bet pretty much his entire range here. Ace on the turn. Might slow something down. Although I see Anthony getting crazy on the river like he has been all night. Less chance that now, I mean, she probably, I don't know if she leads an ace there on the turn, but she definitely would lead on the river if she had an ace. And he's behind even with his king. She doesn't love the call.
He's on the button with a king 6 off. I mean, because he's on the button is the only reason why I would feel it's maybe acceptable to be playing that hand there, but this is the exact reason why you usually don't play king 6, because when you do hit your hand, you're still second best, and you're gonna lose a lot of money.
So you're encouraging them to knit sweaters. I'm encouraging them not to.
Well, I said because it's on the button.
Play it on the button, damn it.
I said to play it on the button. I said in any other position, I would really definitely not recommend.
No, I agree with you.
Playing the king 6 off there. Button, because you're in position, you can steal the pot so often when people aren't making their hands, but in other positions, lay that down. Anthony knows what he's doing, though.
Are you kidding me? Says red wine to the booth. Yes, please.
Please.
Yes,
thank you.
please. I did have some Dom Perignon with Are You Kidding Me after his LA Poker Classic win. He did bring some to Stones, and on a Sunday at 11 a.m. we were drinking Dom Perignon. I don't do that very often.
Thanks for the invite, girl.
Hey, I didn't know it was coming. He also unblocked me on Twitter that day too, so it was like revolutionary.
Why were you blocked on Twitter?
That's a long story. Andre raises to 150 on the button, gets a couple callers. King Jack 9. Harlan flops a pair. Some inside
Bottom
straight draw
pair.
possibilities.
Yeah, Andre has the straight possibility, and he hits
And there
it.
he goes. Andre's now got a straight. Soup Soup with a whole lot of nothing.
Harlan checks. Andre with the straight is going to bet out, looks like 425? 325.
Are you kidding me? He said more Dom coming.
250.
I'm down for more Dom.
Please. Include me this time. And he gets called by Harlan, who's got the 9. And
Bloody RVR says, any chance I could get a Stones t-shirt sent to Australia? You gotta talk to JFK Stones, man. I think we should send you one.
it's just hard to put Andre on a straight here. 10-8 is, there's just not very many 10-8s out there.
He was the original raiser, so I would put him something on a better holding than 10-8, like a King Jack.
Right.
Harlan also can't beat that.
Right. Harlan's gonna get away from it.
Even Ace King. You know what I mean? Pretty much Harlan has a bluff catcher.
Callie Breeze says I take the announcing way too serious. Like, oh my god, it's like she's trying to take Lon's job. Thank you.
She is serious. They're paying her for a reason.
I love this game. I'm super passionate about it, so I get a little carried away. I like that.
I actually like kind of have fallen out of love with Holdem.
And you said that.
Yeah, I'm dating 08 now. 08 and I are pretty serious.
I'm actually really starting to get into the mixed games, studying them more now that I'm commentating on them. It's important that I know more about them, so I'm looking forward to learning more about some of these mixed games. I'm sure you have a lot you could teach me.
I actually have a couple of close friends that have kind of coached me a little bit and have helped me with my hand selection. I was doing it all wrong. So I think it's really important to have friends or like a competent coach.
Yeah. Who's your coach?
I don't have a coach. I said I have friends.
Well, who's your coach friends?
Andrew Barber. He's one of them. He's a 10K horse winner.
Is he from inside?
He was, yeah, but he lives in the Bay now. Yeah, I think it was like 2016 he won the 10K horse World Series of Poker event.
That's super prestigious one to win if you're going to win one. I mean, that's
probably one of the best ones.
It's probably the best one to win. It means you really are saying you're the best poker player.
Oh, he totally lucked out. That's the only reason he got that.
Not just No Limit Holdem. No Limit Holdem is not poker. It is just one game.
Harlan raises to 200. Interesting raise size. Mike calls. These two are loving each other tonight. Checked on the flop, 8 on the turn. Harlan's still ahead here with ace high, the jack kicker. The flop, the board does connect more with Mike's calling range than it does Harlan's raising range, so it's kind of hard to continue, especially out of position. And Harlan, I think, has the worst seat in the house, having Mike on his left, and Mike is like the most wild player out there. I think Andre has the best seat with Anthony on his right. So you got a pretty aggressive person, and Zach's been kind of calm tonight, but he's got Andre and Zach on his right. Typically, Zach's a little more splashy. But I think Zach maybe is more splashy in smaller games. Only time I played with him where it's like a 1-3, and I don't think he really, like, the money doesn't bother him on that level. It's hard when, like, you're playing at such a low level, I guess, for the blinds than you're used to, that the money doesn't bother you, and then you can kind of, like, you almost play everything.
And it's got King Jack, 25 to call, and she raises to 125.
Kelly Breeze, yeah, man, they did coach me on hand selection. I was playing I was very optimistic with my holdings. I had to learn to knit it up a little bit. Queen 8-3.
Soup Soup called with the 3-5. And hits the best hand just with the 3. Now, if it had come diamonds, it would have got a little interesting here because Zach was in with the 9-4 diamonds. Got a little wild there with the 9-4.
And I bet 350.
So, 4-gapper.
Soup Soup looked like he folded. Why does it say call? I thought I saw him fold. Callie Breeze hand selection was just part of it. I would say, like, with a limit game, you're trying to squeeze. You have like small value spots. You're trying to squeeze thin value in every situation that you can, and you have to understand your equity really well. So I would say hand selection was just like part 1.
So Anna bets 350. Soup Soup calls 350 with his 3. I didn't see how it ended, but Soup Soup should have taken that down. So we have got Anna in there for 25. She limps from under the gun.
It's like, I think limping in early position is super dangerous in this game. It can be so exploited.
I completely agree. I don't like limping in early position ever, almost ever. This doesn't make a lot of sense.
Callie Breeze, your sexual innuendos are really bad. Like, you have to work on them.
And this is why.
Get a coach.
This is why. It gets raised to 175 and she's forced to fold.
Zach sniffs it out.
So it just makes more sense if you want to play that hand to raise with it, because you protect your range, makes your hand look stronger.
Yeah.
And then you're much less likely to get raised and have to just fold.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Queen 5-6.
It's the open ended straight draw.
Right away.
4-7. I've been seeing Soup has been playing such a wide range of hands. I'm surprised.
So Zach continues with 225. Soup calls. 9 doesn't change anything for Soup. I'm not sure what Zach is holding here. Ace Queen, Queen Jack, Queen King, I think is definitely within his range. He also may have like 10s, 9s kind of hand. Jacks. I'd love to see his cards. I'd love if the dealer put his cards on the reader.
Yes, please. He bets 475. And Soup said, I did not come to fold. And he calls and he hits a 7. So now Soup really just wants to get to showdown. And just see if he has, now that he's got some showdown value, see if he maybe has hit the best hand on the river there. But Zach, I have not seen Zach playing a lot of hands. This is one of the fewer hands I've seen Zach playing. He hasn't been super active, so I think Zach has the best hand here.
I know
Zach's got to know that.
Zach plays a lot of the bigger games, and he's, I think, well aware of exploitable behavior. Like, if he missed this board, heads up, he may play the same way if he didn't miss it. Just because, and everyone in the game will sniff it up.
Yeah. Well, Soup knows that he's been playing fairly tight tonight as well. So the 7 on the river is really what's got Soup like, could I be best here?
Matt Kaplan says he's being very protective of holding his cards. Yeah, Zach. He maybe doesn't want us to know what he's got. Although this is the biggest game in the room, so he wants to play the biggest game, but maybe he doesn't really want his holdings to be shown. Which is, kind of defeats the purpose of the amazing game that's Stone Slide Poker. I'm suddenly starving.
I scarfed down a salad. They have the most amazing salads here. And I scarfed it down 2 minutes before stream. I don't know if I actually tasted it, but I got some protein and some greens in there. And Soup folds, and we do not get to see what Zach had, unfortunately. But if I was to bet, I think he has the best hand, just based on how tight he's been playing tonight.
Callie Breeze says give him a 1-round penalty. Wow, we can't punish these guys. This is Stones. You're allowed to do anything you want. Buy in for what you want in this game. Run it up to 3 times. Pay to see the turn and river even though you're not in the hand anymore when the hand's folded. Rabbit hunt. Sorry, I'm stretching. I worked out yesterday and my pits.
What, you worked out? Did you didn't do your normal running?
No, I did. I did my sprinting, and then I did lifting and squats and stuff. But the second day is when you're sore. It's not immediate.
And third day is usually worse unless you work out again and loosen it all up. I also
Callie Breeze, man, I have pit problems. Okay, I'm Polish. It's actually warm in here tonight. It was 70. It was over 70 today.
The weather has been beautiful. It's been making me super happy.
Andrew Barber hates talking about weather, so I think if he comes in the chat, let's talk about weather. This is what I love about Northern California. The weather's just like perfect in the spring and the fall, and even the winter's not so bad.
And coming from Oklahoma, the summer here was actually much more enjoyable to me, even though it is scorchingly hot. It's a dry heat, so you can actually go outside without feeling like you just are like soaking wet from the humidity.
Life Insurance Larry says, do you ladies normally play at the World Series of Poker? Yeah, I'll be there this year.
Yes,
I'm going to play 2 or 3 mixed game events. And I'll probably play cash.
I will play the ladies event for sure. I will play the main and several of the other like smaller ones, like the Colossal.
Like the 1500, yeah, all the Colossal.
Just like things like that. Just get in there.
Soup raises to 125, gets a couple customers, 886 on the flop. Nothing for nobody. Soup may just... So Anna's in the big line and she's leading here. Interesting lead. I guess it's one of those hit and miss flops that she may just pick up a small little pot here because no one else will hit it, and she'll know if they did. They will make themselves known if they did. She did. I guess it's one of those pots, like whenever you have like a Jack 10 or a 6-6-3, it's like most of the time your opponents probably didn't hit it. You can just scoop the pot. This is good, like stealing little pots here and there. Eric Ridden says arugula and pear pizza time. Yes, props. Although I don't like eating pizza too late at night, I'll probably get a salad.
Yeah, I've definitely been keeping it clean since after the holidays.
Yeah, the holidays, man. Holy, did I eat.
Me too. I made lots of cookies for the kiddo. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up, you guys. Just right now, we've been playing the Battle of the Ages tournament, and that final table is going to be on Sunday. I'll be in the booth with Chris Glasgow, and should be really a fun one because the way that works is they're taking the top 3 over 50s and the top 3 under 50s, which go directly to the final table once you get down to the 3 from that age group. They're also giving away a cruise, and it's just a super fun tournament. And we just have a ton of stuff coming up, you guys. Now that we're running streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and oftentimes we have streams on Sunday for tournaments, so you can, Stone's the best place to watch poker, cash, and tournaments. Got the Win the Button coming up, and Jonathan Little Week, we're talking about that. We also have another female pro coming in.
I will announce it after Jonathan Little.
Okay. You don't know about that
It's going to be mostly a ladies' game. I think there might be 1 or 2 gentlemen at the table.
All right.
They've agreed to wear dresses.
Nice.
No, I'm just kidding. Oh, Mr. David Valdez in the hizzy had a not last year, but 2016 for him was like a huge rush. Got cashed and won every single tournament out there.
Bomb pot time, somebody said. So we must have just had a
dealers. Yeah, Jen is in the box. Okay. I always say the wrong thing. Booth, box, whatever. Jen is at the table. We're gonna bomb pot this, and the winner of the bomb pot actually pays the time drop. Someone's spinning the wheel.
Earthquake again.
I think if your hand qualifies, you get to spin this wheel and you can win some money. And every time they spin, it's attached to our camera for some reason, or like some part of it is.
Guys, we are in Citrus Heights in Sacramento. You guys can come check out our room. It's a huge poker room, great restaurant attached as well with delicious food. There's really nothing you couldn't get that's not excellent here. Everyone's super friendly. It's fun to play. Come on down, play with us. We've got all kinds of limit games, no limit hold'em games, tournaments. There's something always going on. They have discounts on food in the morning, so if you're a morning player, you want to just come down and learn how to play. The dealers are great to help teach you guys. And we have a bomb pot. Andre has ace-10. Looks like everyone's in for the 100. The bomb pots are 100 in this game. Jack-10 suited for Lauren. Let's see what the flop brings us. We don't know what Sasha has.
He's being stubborn.
Ace, queen, deuce, 2 hearts come. Andre has the ace-10 with the 10 of hearts. He's gonna flop the best hand. And Zach has middle pair with queens. And Lauren has a gut shot straight draw.
Zach also has a backdoor flush draw, which I kind of like here in this spot.
Yeah. Andre also has a 10 of hearts, but Zach's is best, definitely with the queen.
Interesting, Andre with the only ace, right?
And let's see.
We are heads up.
You know, Zach does call, and he can't feel great about it. In a bomb pot with middle pair, you don't feel good, for sure. Likely somebody has an ace, but sometimes they don't, so he calls. He checks, option over to Andre. Andre's trying to decide here. How much to raise. Pot's 1.7, and he goes with a sizing of, it looks like about 800, 875 maybe.
I don't think Zach can continue here. He only has one pair. Heart didn't come on the turn to help him.
About half pot, and he takes it down.
He's very serious tonight.
Andre?
Zach. His hair's all cut. He's not playing with his hat or his hair. He's looking a little bit different tonight.
Mike, our wild man, our big winner so far, he's got 26K in front of him. Harlan's got 6-3, it's 25 to call, 6-3 of hearts, and he's gonna lay it down.
Surprisingly, and
Mike's gonna call. I don't know what he has. It doesn't matter what he has. I don't even think he looked at his cards actually.
I think eventually he stopped.
I saw him throw his money in and then look at his cards. So that's Mike. He's in there. His is only $25 right now.
Zach's gonna go upstairs to 125, I believe 150
with ace-3. If you're gonna play ace-3 suited, you better come in for a raise. I don't like to see ace-3 suited being played without a raise.
Showtime Poker 19, have a good night. Thanks for joining us. I can't see if the camera is on Soup. He did call. Okay.
Soup, his little suited connectors, one gapper.
Everybody's coming along. Zach has 3 customers in his store.
We don't know what Mike has yet. He has not put his cards on the graphics.
Jenna will probably make sure he does.
10.
What a wet board. Zach flops top pair with nut flush draw. Can't hate it.
And Lauren has straight draw as well. He can hit a king. He also has a backdoor flush draw in his possibility, although he doesn't realize that Zach already has the nut flush draw. And he's got middle pair.
So Mike's open-ended. Also not a bad spot to be in. But you're on the bad end of it. So Mike bets 300. Lauren calls. Zach is just calling also, and Soup 7-5 decides backdoor flush draws are not my thing, people. Ace pairs the board. Now Zach's like loving life. He's got 2 opponents in his hand with him, and he's nutter buttered. And it
makes Lauren feel a little bit better about his queen when the second ace comes, because now less chance that someone actually has the ace already, and it's likely opponents possibly are in there with some sort of draw. And
And I think a queen would check here and just like check call probably. Zach's gonna continue. Got checked too. That's 675. I like this bet. I think you get value out of like worse flush draws.
Like a little less than 1/3 the pot.
I don't think anyone has an ace. I think an ace plays a little differently. I think maybe an ace leads. One of these two leads an ace. And you could get value out of like a queen jack kind of hand. 8 now makes
he
Zach.
hits the straight, but he hits the flush. So Mike hits his straight, Zach hits his flush.
Mike puts in $1,000 chip, and I think Zach's gonna go upstairs. Unless, I mean, the board's paired, but I think if Mike has a set, he plays a little different. He's looking like he has a worse flush to me because he was kind of passive this whole time, just calling, and now he leads river for 1K. So to me, it looks like maybe he made a straight. More than likely, he's got a worse flush. Zach's probably gonna go upstairs here.
Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, he's got to go upstairs.
Because I think if Mike had like jacks or queens pre-flop, I think he doesn't just call pre-flop, so I think his range is pretty capped to like a 10-9 type hand.
And it's Mike too, so it's he could have so many holdings there to make that bet with. So again, it's a good spot to go for some value.
I like Zach's raise here. A lot of people lose value. They just say, oh, I have showdown value. They're scared of like the nuts.
Right.
But Zach's raising to 2.8. I think he can get value out of like a worse flush or maybe possibly
straight
an ace
against
Mike. I don't think an ace
with the straight. Mike looks like he wants to call. It's kind of a crying call. He hates it because of the flush. It was the worst straight card he could have seen. He didn't want to see the spade, but it made his hand. And now there's already so much money in the pot that it's only 1.8 more to call to win over 6,000. So he makes the crying call, and he's going to get the bad news. Zach's going to take it down and add $4,500 to his stack.
I think he folded.
Fold.
He just took out his $1,000 chip and put in the 10 white chips.
A call. That's not the first time we saw Mike make a big laydown. He laid down 2 pair earlier as well. No, he called with the 2 pair earlier, but he did. We thought he folded. Remember? Yeah. And he actually had called.
Battle of the Ages continues. February 7th, 8th.
Yep. I believe. Tomorrow, everybody can play. If I remember correctly, tomorrow is when all ages can play. We've had a round of olders and unders, and now it's everybody, and then we're all going to combine on Sunday. And the best will be at the end.
Man, 2-day tournaments are such a grind.
Zach has jacks.
I have no stamina for 2-day tournaments anymore. What is everyone wearing their pajamas tonight? What is that guy wearing in the background?
Raises to 100.
Shreds IT is LOLing. 6th Street, yeah, it was a 6th Street. And Kelly Breeze, yeah, he did fold. Shreds IT said that might have been the hand of the night so far. I kind of liked that first hand between Andre and Tony. Anthony.
It's also that huge hand against Anna as well.
That was a good hand though.
So everybody, YouTubers, hit subscribe so you can get updated whenever we go live. Same thing for Twitch. Hit the follow button. Follow us. Subscribe. Hit like. And that way you guys can keep updates so when we go live, you don't miss any of the actions. Definitely the best action stream that you're going to find anywhere around. Our players do not knit it up. We have excellent players here in Sacramento. You can definitely raise your game just by watching the stream, and it's always so much fun to watch. You don't want to miss out on Veronica and I or any of our other great commentators as well. So
yeah, we're all pretty awesome, and we all kind of get along. We don't hate each other.
Yeah, everybody's pretty.
When we pull each other's hair, it's only out of love.
Human beings.
Oops, I lost my mint.
Harlan has King 9 and he turns a king, pair of kings. And Mike's in there with the 6-9 of diamonds. He's gonna bet 300. Harlan raises to 1K and Mike gives it up.
Ford Garrett, you want to quote R. Kelly and get away with it? Is that really happening? My back is killing. That pimp is sitting where I'm gonna go sit to go eat. So, oh god.
I have sanitizer if you need it, but
He's eating soup. We have actually a lot of good soup on our menu.
there's really nothing bad on the menu. It all looks good all the time. And great wine selections, and I believe it's Wednesday we have a discount on wines.
And we have a Walmart shopper in the background. A Walmart shopper in the background, ladies and gentlemen. Live is better. What's up?
Is it half off on Wednesdays?
It is.
Wine Wednesdays, half off.
Mark 3046 says pimp LOL. Did you not see him come in the booth? What other way would you describe him? It's a $50 straddle, and there's a bunch of limpers, and Mike in the small blind says punishment is coming your way, limpers. Raise it up to $335. It's a huge raise, and Zach now is going to be pushing back. And this is the Zach I know.
And we again don't know Zach's hand. Okay, there we go. Queens. So again, I have not seen Zach playing many hands, and so I'm not surprised to see that he has got a real hand.
I like
here.
this 3-bet because I feel like Mike, if he has like even a decent holding, you can get value out of him. He will call a little more light than most people, and he's calling, and he's Zach's #1 customer.
Yeah, and you know, Zach has been playing tight on the stream tonight, but look at our other players. Everyone's been being super active, playing a wide range of hands, and Zach really can take this line of being tight tonight because we do have so many other action players that when he does have a hand, you know, he can get some action. He can get against a player like Mike. He can definitely get, hey,
No can, no do. What's up? We end at 10 p.m. And Live is Better says, I hope to stop by end of March on Stones to say hi. Well, hello.
we would love that.
Zach is best here. I like this line. I like that he didn't spaz out. The ace kind of scared everybody.
Yep. It's going to add 1.5.
Mark 3046 is giving us some thumbs up. Can anyone just come in the chat? Ford Garrett says, I seriously want there to be a button-up dress code for final tables. Am I too uptight? No, you are not. Sometimes I think it's nice to watch people that are dressed up, but I also think like poker's also like these guys are playing in this cash game, and this cash game's gonna go till tomorrow probably. So you don't want them to sit in their suits and ties and dresses.
Nice clothes can be comfortable too.
Yes, that's valid. Although every time I'm at work, I dress up, and like I'm ready for some sweats when I get home. But I'm glad I don't wear scrubs anymore. I really did not like wearing scrubs. Anna calls at 25. Sasha raises up to 100 with a suited ace. He's getting bored. Soup calls. What a game. Everybody's calling. Harlan calls. Zach's calling. I mean, this is an amazing game. You want to be on this game.
Yeah. People came here to either win big or
go home. 357. Sasha and Anna both flop pretty good flush draws.
Harlan's got top pair. Yeah, if we get a club on the turn, it's going to be really interesting.
Yes. A club with like some more straight potential for Harlan or
Sasha can also hit a 4 like, as well.
We want to keep as many of these people in the game.
And Soup can hit a deuce. I was thinking I also have an overcard with the ace. So he goes ahead and calls. Everybody's got a little bit of equity here except for Zach. He's got 2 overs, but everybody else has a piece of this. So we're gonna go 4-way to a turn. And the jack comes, now Anna has top pair. Her hand just got a little better. A lot better.
I'm loving this game. Like, I really would. I would like do commentary for 5 hours on this game.
I would like to be on this game.
I know.
I want to be playing this game.
I can feel your pain.
Which I'm like, as soon as this stream's over, you know, the game goes, and it's been my experience that the games oftentimes get even more crazy, more wild after the stream's over.
Yes,
especially
100%.
on some of the nights, like when people are drinking and getting wild.
Like that night you came in, the last time we had this big game when Mike was in the stream.
Yes. Oh, by the time I got here, he
Yeah. And we had just finished the stream, and you and I were talking, and he was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He apologized to me. I'm like, don't worry about it, dude. Like, I've been playing poker for a long time. I can tell harmless from a mile away.
Yeah, he was actually really nice. He was going to let me play his 10K stack and keep half the winnings.
So nice. Anna checks. Sasha bets 1.5K. Harlan now is calling with a pair. The thing is, it's like I could see the call when you're facing Mike or a Zach or like Andre.
He also has 4 though for a
yeah.
club.
I mean, yeah, but it's still just a 4, and so but it's Sasha and Anna.
Yeah.
And so Anna's in. Like for Anna's sake. Anna.
In trouble now.
And you know, I just kind of feel for her because she's had a bad run. I kind of like this top control check. She might be like check calling anything at this point because the board is paired and she does not have the nut flush.
And she's wondering, what are these players? I still have 2 players in. The pot's already got 6.2K in it. What are these people in here with?
Sasha, I would think, the way he's playing, I would think like either an overpair or was he the pre-flop raiser? I think he was either an overpair or like a better flush or a worse flush.
Anna is gonna. She's gonna be so hard to get away from this. I think she's got to call. It kills her. She goes all in.
1.7K.
She was checking to hopefully induce a bet and then shove. But
she's having a rough night.
Oh, she was all in for 1.7K. Okay, so she didn't re-raise. She was already that put her all in.
Yeah.
And she's gonna get the bad news, and that's really unfortunate because we already saw her lose a huge pot earlier.
Mark 3046 says Sasha is a crusher. Yeah, he is. Oh, I know they hate it when I call him Sasha. Sasha is a crusher. Sasha is a crusher.
And
he's
super nice guy.
Super nice guy. Local crusher. Keeps to himself. Hung out with him for like a minute at the series last summer, and it was hilarious. We went out to eat with a group of friends, and like we just like laughed all night. It was hilarious. He's a good guy.
Max says, "Oh my God, it's Veronica. How are you? Wow, you both so good looking. Watched your nurse videos on YouTube."
Mac, thank you so much. My nurse videos are dear and close to my heart.
Got Andre with ace 10. He raises to 100 under the gun. Sasha with pocket 4 is going to set mine with under the gun +1. He calls. Anthony's got jack 8 suited at 75 to call, and I don't see him folding with jack 8 suited in this spot. He's already got $25 in the pot. Oh, but he does. He lays it down.
Ford Garrett is giving us lots of emojis. 7 jack king. Pardon me.
Diamonds.
All diamonds. Oh my God, he changed his jacket. Look. He's changed his jacket and his hat. Look.
To a new one.
Wow. What is going on? What is going on?
Where did he go?
Is this real life?
Is it inside out? Did he just turn it? Wait. How?
It was flowers before.
How did he do that? Where did he go to go change his outfit?
What? I want to know what prop bet he lost.
I just want to know who he is and more about him. Wow. Looks like Anna decided to call it a night, unless she's going to be coming.
Mr. Smiley
coming back.
Asking if Black Mirror is any good. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's like one of the best shows out there. If you like Twilight Zone, Black Mirror's the best. Have you watched any Black Mirror?
I have. I've watched a few episodes, but I didn't get all the way. I don't watch much TV anymore.
Did you like the episodes you watched?
I did. I just hard for me to get into, much of anything TV-wise anymore. It's about like getting out there and just living, trying not to do the screens.
Soup raises to 150. Mike, of course, being the #1 customer at the table, says yes, please. I will crush all souls with a 4 deuce suited. And Andre calls also. We are 3-way.
Callie Breeze, I see you out there. I'm purposely not answering your comment.
Ace, deuce on the flop. Mike flops the best of it. Seattle Moss, hard to get past episode 1. I haven't watched every single episode of like the first 2 seasons because some of them are just way too gruesome. But I think most of season 3 is really good besides that architect one, which like, oh man, I could barely get through. I couldn't get through it. I mean, I watched it, but it was like painful to watch. Super, super tough. There's Mailman. Mailman, probably one of the nicest guys in the room, local crusher again. If you want to know who the best players at the table are, ask me. I know. If you don't know, you're in trouble.
I played with the Mailman a lot too. He and I actually had a little interesting interaction when he wanted to force to see my hand after he had folded and was no longer in the pot. He wanted to see my hand when I was mucking it. And I didn't like that. I thought it was a little bit of bad etiquette. Was not in the hand. Asking to see my holding.
Any advantage over you?
Because here at Stones, you can, if it goes to the river, you are allowed to see any player's hands.
Oh.
And yeah, not like that in every room, but here at Stones, you can ask to see that hand.
BTC Blade says Sash the beard equals goat. Sasha is probably one of the greatest players in the room. Yes.
Yeah, he's excellent.
Shreds IT says Harlan seems like a pretty solid player. It's a limp pot. Mr. Smiley says Veronica, you're effing awesome. Thanks.
Got 3 diamonds. Soup's got the queen of diamonds in his hand. He also has top pair with 10s.
Mac 23, lots of O's and 8 says JC Tran's the best player in Sacktown. Best tournament player for sure. Yeah.
Who is the best tournament player?
JC Tran.
Okay.
Live is better says Angry Paul, who's the other pro that's coming to Stones after Little. Listen, I don't announce everything I know right away. Veronica and Friends is one of those like warm butter melting slowly on your toast.
Yum.
It's not all gonna happen instantaneously, so simmer it down. Yeah, it'll happen. I'll let you know.
Hey, you got a 2.
She's gorgeous. I'll just tell you that. And she's a great poker player. She's got 5,000 Twitch followers.
Nice. Thank you, Mr. Smiley. He says I'm pretty damn cool also.
Ghost of M says, people asking to see the hands when there's no showdown is an absolute epidemic. It's the most misapplied rule in poker. Harlan with aces and Lauren with queens. Lauren has not been active at all. And now he picks a big hand, and this is going to be really unfortunate
because Harlan has aces.
Jack high flop with 2 diamonds. Can't see what Andre's holding is. If Andre's got 2 diamonds, he's probably going to stick around too.
Soup has top pair, so he's going to lead out for 400. We know Harlan's not going anywhere. He's going to either decide to take it upstairs or he's going to call and try to slow play his aces. Let's see. It's a very wet board though. We've got Jack 10 and we've got 2 diamonds out there. So, but he does raise. It's a purple chip. So he's
it's
going to
kind of a wet board.
Yeah,
I get the raise, and there's a lot of people in it. So the problem is, I mean, you can get a lot of value from flush draws and like Broadway draws. You are blocking a lot of the Broadway draws, like an ace king. I guess if they're doing an inside straight draw, but wow, I'm surprised queens folded.
Just folded there.
I like,
and the queen.
Yeah, like I don't love that fold. Are you like, how are you folding an overpair to a jack high board? Are you just instantly giving credit to everyone having a set? I just really did not like that fold. That's a little too nitty for this game, and that's super exploitable too.
Yeah, you know, there is sometimes where somebody may have a read. You may have a read and say, you know what, I believe this person has aces, and that does happen, but it's rare. But folding queens there is really, like, I agree with you. 100%.
I just think like you're playing against the opponent's range. You're not playing against like a set hand you put them on.
No, absolutely, absolutely. But there is more dynamics to the table. I mean, that's true in most scenarios, but when you're playing a long time and you're a field player, there is that thing, the radar that goes off that tells you when you're beat, that somebody's got aces or kings. It does happen, but ultimately, I agree with you.
Kelly Breeze, sorry you got deleted. I saw your messages; they weren't that bad, but we got this automatic stuff going on. I'll just say in C1, I don't fold queens there.
No,
I want to at least call to see a turn, even if a queen doesn't come on the turn. I don't want to be results oriented. Like obviously he was bad on the flop, but like, are you folding an overpair to a jack high board on a regular basis? It's just weird to me. I think like Harlan C bets his entire range there. Don't you think? Like, are you only calling with nuts?
Yeah, and that's too knowing your players, because Harlan does open with a wide range of hands as well. So, you know, it's an interesting laydown. You know, I'd love to ask them. Those are times when I'd like to ask the player their thought process, because there's definitely sometimes when I've been on the stream where when I'm watching it back later, you know, commentators may have something disagree with the play, and I just want so bad to like be able to explain my thought process or why I did something that I did.
And there's history, like not everything's in a vacuum, right? There's a history between these players, so yeah, I can definitely see that. I'll give you that. Soup calls it 200. And now the board pairs. Harlan does have a strength.
Yep. And Soup just with the pair of threes here. He checks, and Harlan's going to bet out. Then he's going to take it down. He bet 625. It's like almost a pot-sized bet.
Mad Kaplan says, that's pretty much my poker story. Make a great fold like that, then get there and look like an idiot.
Veronica.
Ford Garrett says, Veronica, you better give me the last shout out tonight. I wasn't happy with you giving that thick gravy guy all the attention in your last stream. Oh, honey, Linda, listen. I love you all the same. You're all my, like, it's like a mother loving her children all the same. You don't have favorites.
But really, they do.
But really, Ford Garrett, you're my favorite.
And really, we know parents have favorites too.
Paul Hillard says, agree. It seems like a nitty fold. Just unusual to see someone fold such a big hand. Must have felt weird to him. Mr. Smiley says, is Harlan using a $2 chip as a card protector? I don't know. He might even be using a $500 chip as a card protector. We have a new massage artist. Like, I have not seen her. A massage therapist.
We do?
I look at her. I've never seen her before.
I don't even see. Where are you talking about?
She's giving Mailman a massage.
Oh, I was told you're not even allowed to massage when they're on the stream. Interesting.
There is Bomb Pot, ladies and gentlemen.
Bomb Pot time. Does anyone have a real hand? Soup's got Ace Jack. We don't know what Mailman has. He's got pocket fives.
Kelly Breeze.
We don't know what Lauren has.
Stop torturizing yourself, honey. 6, 7, 10. Matt, okay, there's so much karaoke talk.
Harlan's got Queen 10.
No, we don't have karaoke. But we go for karaoke after.
So he's got the best hand. But Zach has an open-ended straight here and backdoor flush possibility as well. But Harlan's still with the best hand. Checks around. Now Anthony now has trip 7.
Daniel Ferret said, I have to agree with Kasey. Would love to know what he was thinking. And did the raise from Harlan make up his mind that he was behind on that flop? You know, yeah, that's a possibility. I'm just saying if you're gonna like hold queens there and you flop and you have an overpair, the board's jack high, you're always gonna fold there. I guess it depends. But for me, it's like a super nitty fold. I at least call to see the turn. But
it is a super nitty fold if you don't have some other information that we are not privy to in the booth.
I'm a little more whaley. I like to see some turns and rivers.
I like it when you use that accent. Very sexy.
Very nice, I like.
Very sexy. It makes me want you to say vodka and talk about vodka. Let's drink some vodka and hot coffee.
Those are Russians. We like spiritus in Poland.
Oh, don't bring up the Russians to me.
Backstory.
Mac wants to know if we can sing. I used to sing all the time with a friend who lived with us for a couple of years who played the piano beautifully, and I would always sing while she played piano. I love to sing. That doesn't mean I do it super well, but I enjoy it.
I sing Personal Jesus every time I go sing karaoke. And I'll sing some 80s stuff. I guess Personal Jesus is 90s. We used to go, like a group of us from Stones used to go sing karaoke after Stones Live. Back in the day. Mr. Smiley's drinking vodka right now. I'm jelly. Although I don't love vodka. I don't love vodka. Swipe the Monkey asks, how is the Battle of the Ages tournament coming along? That's a good question for JFK.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I would like to know as well.
Ford Garrett says, I'm going to start advertising Stones Poker in the live at the bike chat. Sasha races to 75 with an ace-4, and then Harlan 3-bets and takes it down.
Is Ford Garrett, is he on live at the bike, or?
I don't know. I have a love for Live at the Bike. I'm friends with a lot of the commentary staff and a lot of the local crushers, I guess, in the game. I know them, so I mean, I have no problems.
Didn't you commentate at Live on the Bike?
No.
I thought you did guest or something, or played on it or something.
I played on it.
Played on it. Okay, I knew there was some connection.
It was like horrible.
Mac wants to know if we dance. I love to dance. I do dance. I do ecstatic dance. Sundays.
I was international ballroom dance instructor, and I competed through most of my 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I used to wear like teeny tiny little Latin outfits and like shake my little booty in 3-inch heels. My 3-bets to 405.
I learned something new every day. I didn't know Veronica could get much more interesting.
I should get some old pictures out of me in my like Latin outfits.
Yes.
Spray tan,
please.
Till I was like glistening golden.
Wow, that is so cool. I had no
Sasha
idea.
And Harlan call.
Pocket 9s for Sasha. King Queen of Spades for Mike. He 3-bet to 405. And Harlan's just in there with the ace-5. He says, yep, I'm gonna see it. And he does have the only ace, although Sasha is ahead with his 9s.
6 jack jack.
Jack jack 6. And Mike he has 2 overs and a backdoor flush possibility. Sasha's still best with his 9s, and he's got to feel best here. On this board, you feel good with your 9s. Harlan's gonna lead out because he didn't play ace-5 planning to just play it passively. If he was gonna play ace-5, he planned to play it like he didn't have ace-5, like he had a jack or whatever came on the board.
I'm gonna grab a water.
All right. Will you grab me one as well, please?
Yeah.
I plan to down this one in just a second. Thank you. And Sasha is thinking about it. I can't see Sasha folding here at this point with that board. There's not a lot better board you want with pocket 9s.
That guy is killing me. Oyo, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat. Live is Better says, I bumped into Veronica at the Bay 101 poker room a couple years ago when she was heading to her game next to the one I was at. I didn't say hi because she was unusually grumpy, unlike how upbeat and happy she always is on the stream. No, that's my resting bitch face.
Sasha did make a call, and Harlan hits a 5 on the river, but nothing more, and Sasha's going to take it down. Nice call, Sash.
I'm not going to, like, yell everywhere I go, but I'm generally pretty nice and happy. I remember that. I was playing, I think it's like 2, 3, 5 or something. It's an interesting, like, blind on the button. And there's like all techies at my table. I like that place. It's nice. Max says, Kasey, I love watching you on the stream.
Oh, thank you, Mac. I have to say, Veronica is definitely very easy to.
Yeah, I am. Just ended there.
She's just very easy in general. Easy to get along with. Easy to make you feel comfortable. Definitely made me feel welcome as a new person in the room.
Lies.
Like,
all
especially
lies.
like woman to woman. You don't see that every day. You have confidence. She's.
I get so irritated when new women join the room and, like, you know, people aren't nice, and I get like a whole rally full of people behind me.
Veronica is definitely a lover of women.
Yes, I am.
In all the right ways.
Yeah, I am. Call me. King, Queen 5 on the flop. Lauren flops. Second pair. Mike with an Ace-7. Whole lot of nothing. Oyo says, greetings, Mills and Brills.
Mac, I have not played at the Lucky Derby or the Phoenix Casino. Greetings, Mills and Brills.
Cool breeze, definitely. I agree with you.
Thank you. I don't know quite how to say hello to you. Oh,
I love that attempt. That was good. Oh, lots of eyes. Oh. That's the easier way, right?
It's not your O face. It's your face.
Yeah. I'm scared to see my O face. We see Azan in the background there with his BFF, Zach.
Don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe so you can always be updated when we go live and you'll never miss out on a game. Who would want to miss out on these action games? We got a 10.25 with a $50 straddle in most spots tonight. Super actiony, tons of money on the table, and they are not knitting it up. I mean, these games are fantastic.
Sasha raises to 75. Look at Eric just getting a massage. Like, she's working there. Queen 7.
You guys, the massages here are amazing and half the price of the Vegas massage. Another reason to come to Stones.
Are you talking about the ones with happy endings?
Well, those too, but I haven't had any of those. But $1 a minute, you really cannot beat that. So
where's my
$2 a minute?
Where's my emote?
Yeah. Your what?
Your emote, like them.
And it's gonna say aggression's gonna win this one. I don't know. Pocket twos. Anthony wins with the best hand. Pair of twos. Sasha now with 26.5K.
Sasha's just crushing this game.
Mike
slowly.
Earlier, we saw him, he had about 30K in front of him. So since about an hour ago, he's down close to 10K.
Yeah, dwindled.
Just kind of bleeding out.
And Zach slowly creeping up in his stack size.
Mac, I do play poker, not every day. I usually take off Tuesdays and Sundays.
Like every single poker player in this city. There it is. Live is better. Thank you, Live is better.
Soup raises to 100 with King 8 suited. And Andre's gonna call with his 7-9 suited. And he Subsub hits his king. Andre has backdoor flush possibility, but other than that, not much working for him. And he lays it down. Oh, the Subsub bets and he takes it down. Bet 200.
Blackjack players are winning $10 and are screaming about it. Oh, my back is killing me. I don't know what I did the other day.
Follow us on YouTube
gym.
or Twitch. We're always in the chat.
Daniel Faird said round of PLO in the No Limit would really get some action. You know, most of these guys are PLO players, so woo! One round and a round of vodka shots would really loosen these guys
That
up.
sounds good, but we can't say vodka without saying it with the accent.
Vodka.
Vodka. Give
I
me the
like very
vodka.
much the vodka.
I
Send
like
over.
the vodka and the Russians.
Yeah, you do. It's okay. I love the ladies. You love the Russians. We both have our weaknesses.
I'm moving on from the Russians.
Zach races 75. Mailman calls. Both Zach and Mailman missed this, but Zach has a little bit more equity. 4 on the turn. I think they're just going to check it down. These guys are something to be said for friends and not getting too crazy. They don't want to overinflate this pot.
Aw. Max says he wouldn't watch poker on a Friday night if it wasn't for Veronica's charming personality. She does have a very charming personality.
You guys are drunk. I'm horrible.
Wish.
Stop.
I was a little drunk.
Stop. If you're just tuning in, sorry you missed a lot of this amazing
Tons
show.
of action. Yeah.
I'd go back and watch it. You know, I ran into like 3 girls in the bathroom and they were like, yeah, we're watching the show when we go home. I'm like, really? Wow, like so many people, local people, so many of the dealers and so many of the wait staff, they all watch the show all the time. It's pretty cool. I like that we've like created some characters here.
Mike calls 25 from under the gun +2. I would have liked to see a raise if he was going to play that hand. Zach raises with his pocket fours to 150.
Live is Better is asking Veronica, how did the apartment you looked at downtown Sac moving party? I was looking to buy a condo. I may just end up buying a house. I don't know. I'm still torn. Ace Jack 3. Mike flops top pair. Zach's got a pair. 9 on the turn. Now Mike's gonna lead this.
See Zach folding as soon as Mike puts chips in the pot. Yep. And Mike takes it down.
I will have a housewarming, but only to my close friends, with my close friends. Because I don't know who you are, and I'm not going to invite you over, serial killer.
Mr. Smiley, Veronica's I don't give a F personality or attitude is probably my favorite thing about Veronica as well. I give too much Fs.
Oh
Veronica
my
gives
God.
too few Fs. I love that.
That's because when you get to my age, you stop giving a shit.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever stop. I think I'm just like built in to care too much.
I do care about, like, well, you're going to give yourself an ulcer.
I mean, I'm not like stressing, but I don't know. It's the whole like people pleasing thing. You don't have that. It's like
You're just wasting so much of your energy. Like, put that energy in, like, learning calculus.
I completely agree with this. This
Yeah,
is why I like people who don't give a. But
Yeah,
it's hard
all
to change
my
a personality that's built in. I was the baby of the family, so
All my
maybe
friends
that's why.
dance to the beat of their own drum, and I sort of do too.
Well, I feel like I dance to the beat of my own drum as well. I'm a little quirky and weird, but I don't know. It's they don't correlate the same.
If you're dancing to the beat of your own drum, that means you're not listening to other people's drums, man, and you just leave that shit alone, and you don't care. That's it. Like, you gotta full-fledged commit to dancing to the beat of your own drum.
It's true. I do in a lot of ways, but sometimes there's certain ways that I care too much.
And what ways are that? Oh, this is so good. Like, Mike and Sub both have a flush draw.
Let's see. Yeah.
Mailman bets 175. Soup Soup calls, and now Mike's pumping this upstairs, I think.
We saw this hand play out earlier with Anna.
He does have an inside straight draw also.
So, and it didn't, and the flush came on the river last time, and Anna got stacked. So
Mailman's also blocking the jack.
what happens here?
Jack of diamonds.
Yeah. Mailman still has the best hands by far, and because everybody has a diamond, it's much less likely that we're actually going to see the flush come, but it could. Definitely could.
Wouldn't it be nice to see a flush come? I'm a terrible
Mike
singer.
raised to 600 with his flush draw, and he got the ace to lay down.
And now Soup Soup, poor Soup Soup.
I'm surprised that the ace laid down that early in that spot before the flush is realized. Why did ace jack fold with a straight draw and top pair?
Hey,
Graphics
you know what?
could be. I mean,
I'm trying to figure out life too.
now we just have queen high winning the pot. So that was very interesting.
No, we have 7.
Oh, no, Soup Soup wins with a 7 on the turn.
Yeah.
Thank you, Veronica, keeping me in line. I should just look at the check mark.
Hey, there's like a million cards around. I mess up all the time. It happens. Just gotta own the mistakes.
Who laid down ace jack?
I can't remember. Sasha. I think Sasha laid down ace jack.
I'm really surprised.
B.O. Kaylin says Pretty in Pink soundtrack. Pretty in Pink was one of my favorite 80s movies ever. James Spader, the big a-hole in the movie, is like, so good. So my favorite, like, yummy cookie.
First celebrity I ever met was Molly Ringwald.
Really? She's awesome.
At Disneyland. She was in disguise.
She was huge in the 80s and 90s.
And we met her in the 80s too, when she was huge.
Yeah.
She had her hat and her sunglasses on, but recognized her.
Yeah, well, going to Disneyland. Andre raises to 100 and gets a couple customers. Queen 7-5, 2 spades.
Pair of 5s for Andre is the best hand at this point.
Rana Bobwall says Mailman's a nit. Well, he may appear as though he is. He's a very winning player. He's one of the crushers in the room. Very well respected, too.
He knows how to get paid when he has the best hand, and I have seen him make some big bluffs as well.
Andre with
how we
best
end
here
up
with
here
a 5.
with a 5, yeah. Does he know it? And Mike's gonna go ahead and bet this and use aggression to try to take it down.
There's so
And
much that beats
I
Andre,
think it's
too.
gonna work.
Yeah.
3 spades out there.
Queens. I mean, Andre's got a bluff catcher.
Oh, Andre calls. Oh, Andre is too good. Too good for this game.
Too good or horrible? One of those two. You're
I think
polarized.
it's good. I think it's good. I think he knew he was best there when the second queen comes on the river. It makes it so much unlikely that Mike has a queen there. The only a king or a 7 in Mike's range, maybe. But the way the hand played out, it just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
So the story Mike was telling, he wasn't buying it. You can't just try to buy the pot for 800 there at the river when you haven't been telling the story the whole time. And Andre picked that up because he's an excellent player. He said, nope, that story doesn't make sense. I'm calling it. I'm not afraid to put my money in.
I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I will call 800. I'd be scared. No, I'm just kidding. I'm wailing. I call. Mr. Smiley says, good call, Andre.
Yeah, definitely. I like it. Andre's playing excellent.
Anthony's trying to rip off his fingernails to go along with his toenails. Andre raises to 100. I like how active Andre's been. Soup Soup calls with a 7 deuce suited. They have to be playing the 7 deuce game. Mike calls with a 10-9. Mike 3-bets to 400. Andre calls. Soup Soup can't. Heads up.
Mike hits 9s, and so does Andre, because they have the same hand. It's the battle of 9-10. Who's going to take it down? Now they've got a straight draw with the queen. And they both hit their straight. It also completes a flush if that was possible, but if somebody had the diamonds. Mike's going to lead out for 500, and Andre's going to either call or raise.
Live is better. Your question's weird. I have not dressed up.
He raises. Andre's going to raise. He raised another 1,000 on top.
I like this raise because you're going to get a better hand to fold.
But I'm wondering, you're going to get a better than a straight to fold?
I mean, like, well, okay, not a better hand, but you'll get the same hand. You'll get Mike to fold. My bad. You'll get Mike to fold, which is the same hand. You can represent a flush there.
Maybe if it wasn't against Mike. I was trying to figure. I mean, I don't. In my opinion, I don't think
player might work
against another player. Maybe. I was trying to figure out like what you're really going to get value out of there by raising.
Unless he's
because
just
you're
raising,
getting called by a flush.
Unless you're just raising because you think they have
by?
A straight or two pair. Well, no, you have a pair you want to call.
What hand is calling you there that you beat?
That's true. I think again, I hate doing this. I put my opponents on a range, not an exact hand, but if he puts him on that exact hand, then that raise is good because you can get that hand to fold and get a
and
straight
not
to fold.
Chop and not be chopping.
And not chop, yeah. But you're right. That raise is basically you're gonna like hate it if you get re-raised.
I think it's gonna need to be a little bit bigger sizing too if you're gonna want to get a straight to fold and really rep the flush. I don't know. I would probably expect to have a little bit of a larger size, but I trust Andre.
Donald Dump says, "Marry me, Veronica." Send me your reading list, and we'll start from there. Mailman. Sorry, raises to 100. Harlan 3-bets.
I like the 3-bet from the cutoff. Put the pressure on. Find out where you're at. Mailman calls with his suited connectors.
And hates that board.
Yeah, it's all diamonds. Harlan now has the nut flush draw to go along with the best hand.
I think Mailman imposes fear into people. I think, like, I can see a check back from Harlan here. Checks, yeah, okay.
Well, he's going to try to realize some equity because Mailman could likely have a queen in the spot, and Mailman would likely check.
Yeah, he would allow Harlan to c-bet his entire range.
Right. Now it looks like Harlan does bet. So he bet 375 and Mailman folds.
Ford Garrett says, "Who's hitting on my girl?" Who's your girl?
That's you, baby.
In line.
Fight me now.
I honestly could not date crazy. You know? You gotta date chill. You gotta date cool. Mr. Smiley says, "V, could you be friends with someone that reads sci-fi fiction books?" Obviously, they're the best. Why wouldn't you read sci-fi fiction books? You have to read them. It's like imperative. I love sci-fi.
Are you a Trekkie?
No.
Were you a Trekkie?
No, I mean, I like Star Trek, but not that much. There's like a lot of good fantasy novels out there.
Simpson calls 25 with under the gun plus. No, he raises to 75. I like that. A lot better. Raises to 75, under the gun +2, ace 5 suited. Harlan's calling with his ace 3 off, and Mike's in there with the 6-8 of hearts.
Shreds IT, I watched the first episode of Altered Carbon, and I thought it was okay, but I didn't pay that much attention. I kind of fell asleep halfway through.
We see Zach fold the 7-9 of hearts, whereas Mike is calling with the 6-8 of hearts. Look at these hands. You know, this just shows really. Oh, the ace-3. Oh, we get a 3-bet. Mike 3-bet with his 6-8, and he gets called by Soup Soup with ace-5, who then hits the nut flush draw as. Let's see. Yep, nut flush draw. And Mike had hit top pair.
Mac asks why is his nickname Mailman. It's because he's always telling the dealer to ship it. Got it?
So Soup Soup checks his flush and gives Mike the option to, knowing Mike is the player, he wants to give Mike the chance to bluff at it, which I believe he did. He bet 300. Soup Soup's just going to call. He's going to try to give Mike a chance. Oh no, he raised. He went ahead and raised. And he takes it down. I would have liked to have seen a check there and try to realize some equity. You killed that flop. I mean, you're definitely best. Give Mike one more chance to bluff at it. And again, guys, remember to hit like and subscribe so that you can always know when we go live and don't have to miss any of this amazing action. This game has been great. Look at these hands we're seeing. Lots of ace-3, ace-5s, calling, raising, suited connectors. I saw a four-gapper calling a 3-bet earlier tonight. This is not a nitty game. This is a live action, $10, $25, $50 straddle game. And lots of action. We've seen some huge pots, tons of money on the table. Best stream anywhere for poker.
Shreds IT says, I agree with you, Kasey. Kathy said that he actually used to work for the post office as a mailman. True story. Oh, very cool. I honestly thought it was because he won so many pots. And he was telling people to ship it.
We've got aces for Zach. He's been playing super tight. 175 to call because it was raised to 175 by ace-4.
So Zach 3-bets to 625.
Harlan's going to be in there for...
Yeah, he is.
He's got ace-queens at 600 to call.
Harlan's going to be the peanut butter in this sandwich.
Because aces 3-bet to 625 after Lauren's cutoff raise to 175. Harlan's under the gun +2, and because the 3-bet was from Zach, he's going to lay it down. And this is why Zach knitting it up so much tonight didn't work for him this time in this spot, because ace queen should have been drawing almost
no one's
dead.
knitted it up more than Lauren, and Lauren's going to fold this.
I think Zach has definitely been knitting it up more than Lauren. I've seen Lauren getting it in there. I mean, he was
Lauren
the raiser with the
folded
ace
the
4.
queens to a jack-high board.
I wanted to ask him about that because I feel like there's more to that story. But yeah, I may agree with you, but I just feel like I've seen Lauren be active with some interesting hand combos, whereas Zach, I mean, I've only seen him play a few hands and he always had a really strong hand.
You know, this is also a small sample size. Zach could be pretty card dead besides a few decent big pairs he's had. These games go for like 12 hours and we're getting a really small sample size. So I've just seen like different gears out of Zach. We have a bomb pot.
Veronica and I are both on Twitter. I'm also on Instagram, and you can find me at Poker Mama, MOMMAA. And what's your Twitter handle?
Angry_Polak. It's scrolling on the bottom there.
Oh, there it is.
Because I'm loud and it sounds like I'm angry when I'm not. 488. And it's a smash and grab. Mr. Smiley says Lauren K. Hamilton is a really good author, sci-fi fiction. Cool. I'll take a look. So Mike bets 300, Anthony calls. And Kasey's starting to feel where I'm coming from with these bomb pots.
Bored?
Yeah, it's like, everybody's got everything.
It's a lot more fun to be in the bomb pots when I'm playing it. I love to be in there.
Mike has a lot of 8s.
Those bomb pots can be some serious leakage, though.
Anthony needs a 7. Anthony? Call your mother. This is not the same Anthony.
Mike has the real hands here.
Ghost of M says, I always think Veronica is mad at me. Feels bad, man. Honey, baby, I'm never mad at you. I'm just yelling.
Who is Ghost of M?
He's one of our moderators.
Okay.
So Mike raises, and Anthony quickly folds.
I am not poker mama. I'm poker mama.
Mima. Poker Mima.
Mama M-O-M-M-A-A.
I like how you put the aces in the end.
Yeah. Add a little
Clever.
AA at the end.
Not Alcoholics Anonymous, right?
No, not.
Thick Gravy Anima, what's up?
Aces. My son's middle name is Ace. So that is how much I love poker.
That's cute. I can't give Thick Gravy Enema as much attention today because my other besties and bays get mad at me, so I gotta chill. Although we did watch someone eat some Thick Gravy Enema last stream, it was hilarious.
The battle of the clubs. Ace 9 of clubs versus 3-5 of clubs. Mike raised 100.
They're playing the 7 deuce game.
They
100%. 3 dice to 525.
I saw 7 deuce, a fold of 7 deuce earlier pre-flop. But yeah, Andre's betting it.
Show it.
He wants to show. Let's see if he gets paid.
Everybody pay him his money, or maybe you have to win it on the
Nobody
river.
paid him. Nobody paid. No, you don't. You can win it anytime pre-flop. So they're not playing it. He just wanted to show what a baller he was, what a boss, that he can win with 7 deuce.
There's
They're
different
not
7
even
deuce
playing
games. Sometimes you have to win it by the river.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I've just when we played it, generally it's been any time. But you're right. It could have been the case.
Because we've seen people race with it earlier. You know, it's kind of funny that they did. So I think they might be playing it where you have to win it like post-flop or something. Ford Garrett says, I'm going to kill that thick gravy guy. No threats in the chat, please, sir. We know you're joking.
Thick gravy enema? Whatever, I needed some space. We were moving too fast.
Oh, sorry, thick gravy enema. I didn't mean to propose last weekend.
Melman's got king queen and Lauren's got the king jack. Let's see if everyone's king queen raises to 150. I foresee some callers here. Yep, Harlan's gonna call with the jack 8 under the gun. King jack's definitely calling here. Under the gun +2. And Andre is in there from the cutoff with 8-9 suited diamonds.
Jack high flop.
Jack Harlan gets the best of it with the jack. He also has a backdoor flush possibility, although Lauren would have the best with the king. And Mailman also has the queen of clubs. So unlikely that we will see the clubs come off. Andre can hit a backdoor flush. He could also hit runner for straight, but not much working for him. Jack's definitely the best here. 375 to call because King Queen decides to take C-bet from the button for 375 when it gets checked around him. Harlan calls. Lauren calls. Oh, because he's got the better jack. Now 10 comes off, giving Mailman the straight draw. He's got an open-ended straight now. It goes check again to Mailman. I'd like to see a check back here at this point. He's got to be suspicious with 2 callers after his initial raise. He could check here and see if he can either hit one of his overcards or a straight, and he does. And he does not hit his straight, and we see that Lauren now has the best hand with the better jack. Harlan checks it. He wants to see a showdown. Lauren checks. Mailman he checks as well. He gave up on this spot. Lauren's gonna take it down.
Oh, lordy.
I think we maybe have time for maybe one more hand.
I would love one more hand. This game's been phenomenal. I've really enjoyed this game.
Yeah, definitely.
I love big games like this with this much money at the table.
I like it big.
Oh, amazing. And I actually love the dynamic of these players. They're usually pretty competent. A lot of them are making strategic moves. They're leveling each other. Like sometimes you can see like smash and grabs going on in a 1-3 game, but you can see like the layers in these games. I really enjoy them. I prefer them.
This has been a fantastic game. I love watching it. I love watching, when you can see crushers, we know these players and how often they're here playing, working their craft, and it's great to watch. It ups everybody's game to watch some of these great players and see how they're doing it every day. I really enjoy it. Being able to commentate on it can really helps me too.
I know I'm friends with Bart and Tuckman, and like they did Live at the Bike for like 10 years together, and they said like how much it propels your game, improvements in your game, just watching hundreds of hands. Sober, mind you, sober.
I totally agree with that. Just since commentating, not only did it make me want to study more already, because when you've been playing, I've studied a lot of poker over the years, but when you're playing so much and you've been playing for so long, you can start to rest on your laurels. So commentating, not only getting to see all the hands and break them down, but also wanting to make sure that you know what you're talking about, makes you work harder, study more, ups your level of play.
So Mike bets 300, takes it down.
And he hit with the best hand, threes and a flush draw.
Shout out to Ford Garrett, my very last shout out for the night. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a fantastic 1025.
So much fun.
Join us on Monday, which I believe is 5-5. Don't quote me on it. It's just text
it's a PL08.
Text JFK Stones at 3 in the morning to ask him all the questions that you need. Have a good night. Thank you, Kasey, for joining me in the booth.
Bye, guys. So much fun. See you next time.
Tweet